have to perform their own music. And yes, the light shows and all of that stuff, it does make a difference, right? I love going to concerts now and seeing a lot of the performers that I didn't get to see because my mom was mean when I was younger. So it does make a difference. But guess what? Boys to Men, hella good performers. They had all of us singing these songs. They were singing, like Bohemian Rhapsody and shit. And guess what? We were all singing along. We were just happy to watch Boys to Men. They don't even have to perform their own music. If you're a good entertainer, you can sing whatever the fuck you want.
No, I
Beyonce
Nah,
does
agree. That's why
covers.
I was
it's
going to mention Jay Z because Jay Z is an underrated good performer. He doesn't have big stage productions traditionally
Oh no,
speaking.
he not underrated. Everybody know he the best
No. When I say he's underrated,
performer.
Jay Z,
Had
hold
no
Jay
background.
Z, Jay Z is
He
not
a
mentioned. Hold
That's
on.
storyteller.
Patty's baby father. Stop
When I
playing.
say he
Don't do
underrated,
it.
Jay Z is not typically mentioned amongst rappers when it comes to just a really great performer. He's not. No, like it's just his fans
Yes,
do.
he
His fan
is.
amongst his
No,
fans.
well, I
Among,
don't know what country you from.
okay,
He was on
Patty, I'm not
Billboard.
trying to argue.
He
I'm not
talks
trying to
about
argue.
him in
I'm
Rock
giving him his
Rolling.
credit. Like, calm down.
No, I'm not
I,
arguing. I'm just being honest. I
I'm
don't know
giving him
where
his
that
credit.
came from.
Jay Z,
He
Jay
was
Z.
in Rolling Stone magazine. He brought
That's
out
okay,
Damian
okay, okay,
Marley.
okay,
Who
okay,
else?
okay.
Yo, he had so
I
many
ain't mean to
guest
trigger
stars. With
nobody. All I'm saying is Jay Z is a great performer. He's a perfect definition of a rap artist who he doesn't have a big production, right? And I also want to say having a big production don't necessarily mean you a shitty performer. Or some people hide behind big productions. He don't. Traditionally speaking, he doesn't have big productions. It's very. He's also able to do this thing where he could be in a big stadium and still have a very intimate performance, which is very rare. A lot of people don't have that fucking gift. So what? Like that's a perfect example of someone, in my opinion, who's very scaled back, but he's a great performer. Like that's an example. Go look up Jay Z performances, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And then compare it to Wayne's. Even Wayne's in his prime. It's
Like
not the
Bruno
same.
Mars. Bruno Mars is an entertainer. You cannot take that away from him. Like he's just that's just who Bruno is. Like Diana Ross. Diana Ross was a great performer. You can't take that away. And Wayne, bless his little heart, has never been a good performer. He just hasn't been. So yep, the drugs don't help. Nobody wants to see him stumble around on the stage and fall off. Nobody wants to
yo.
see that.
Can we go back to them niggas learn how to play guitar and shit? Like it's a different kind of show. If you haven't been, I suggest or you haven't been in a while. I suggest you go check that shit the fuck out because it's really exceptional. And I do the R&B shows regularly with the wife. You know what I'm saying? It's different.
I'm not into concerts, to be honest with you. I mean, I've gone to a few, but it's not my thing. It gives me anxiety. It's too many people around. I don't like it. I feel like I should be backstage with them, and politicking and kicking it, and singing with them. So, yeah, for me to go to the concert and not be acknowledged, I have a problem with
Mm-hmm.
I just have to
that.
leave
Oh, you can
early.
do that. You just have
So
to pay
I
spend
leave
five
10 minutes
thousand dollars to
early.
go backstage.
But whoever went to Lil Wayne and Jay Z concert, right? If you go to the Jay Z concert, he heavily relies on him and the live band. If you go to Lil Wayne, you hear a lot of the music in the background. You can tell it's all pre-recorded, and he mumbles a lot. Like,
It's fucking
um,
chaotic.
Yeah, and he
it's
doesn't write
not the
down his
same.
lyrics. So he
Thank
doesn't
you.
remember his lyrics a lot. Like
No,
his
I
And
would
then
passion.
I've
definitely,
actually heard from one of my
Patty. Jay Z is
girlfriends.
clean as hell. There's
He's
nothing else to say. His
clean,
thing is clean.
and
I
he don't
never
need
been
an
to a
entourage
Wayne,
to
so that's
make.
why I was trying to understand the Wayne situation. But now I get it. Now that you just explained it, the way Exactly. it That's all sounds, I've his been pre-recorded asking music. for. That's
Yeah,
all
he
I've
doesn't
been
Right.
even tour a lot. He doesn't. You'd be hard pressed to
First
find
lady, you
a
understand
show
it
where
now
he
that
took
Patty
off.
said it. exactly. That's all I was asking for. That's it. That's all you have to say. He's
Yeah.
not a good
Yeah, it's
performer.
like he'll play the music and he'll rap, and you can still hear that the
The
music's being
background.
rapped underneath. Yeah, you can
Okay.
hear the background.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like somebody brought up something about like the strippers. Like sometimes it's just too much, like with the dumb shit. And then I've actually had a girlfriend that went to a Lil Wayne concert in another city, and you don't know if he's drugged up, but like your experience is totally different than hers because it's like, girl, it's like he was high or some shit because it's like he wasn't there. So I mean, but with Jay Z, always been clean. 444. I went to 444 concert. I went to On the Run
I
too.
saw, yeah,
Like,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
and one thing I will say about 444, like On the Run got it. Tickets were high as hell. 444, he made it so it was affordable. Like those tickets were the tickets prices that you expect to pay.
Oh yeah, tickets are high as shit these days. You know who wasn't expensive? My son wanted to see 50 Cent on his tour in Houston like a couple of months ago. And I got like floor seats for less than $200. It was crazy. So I told my son, I said, we will never get floor seats again. Because Beyonce's, those things were like three, four, $5,000. I was like, no
You
fucking way.
gotta. So the trick with
Hell no.
Beyonce,
Yeah, so when J and B join, of course it's gonna be pricey. But
No,
yeah,
yeah.
you
that was
gotta
just
Yeah.
pay.
Beyonce crazy ass. No,
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 I'm
wait,
so
no,
Yeah,
I
saying
think
I'm
Beyonce
saying
be
when
Beyonce,
having a
Patty
whole
Beyonce,
on
freaking
the
mute.
word sometimes.
I
but
had I had floor seats. We were in the stadium and I was right next to the stage. So
But you have anxiety about people and you went to a Beyonce concert?
it was a gift. I
Shit.
trust me, I did not want to go even the day of. I kept trying to get out of it. It was a birthday gift. I didn't want to go. Then the way the person did my hair, I was really upset. But I pushed my way and I went. Yes, I got through it.
But now they have the VIP things, they have the plus the resales, right? The resales are ridiculous. So here's a tip that somebody gave me years and years ago when I was trying to get a Prince ticket for a New Year's Eve show, which I actually did get tickets with and met Natalie DeSalle, which was awesome. Um, the other person that was in the movie with the hair with Halle Berry. So
Bap.
Babs, yes. So Natalie DeSalle, I think she passed away too, sadly. But you can call. So a person, one of my colleagues was like, "Why do you keep trying to call the Houston line?" And I was like, "What do you mean? It was the Prince concert." I had like 3 or 4 people calling the office. She said, "Call another office and get the tickets at another Ticketmaster in another location." And I was like, son of a bitch. So I called the Ticketmaster in another city in Houston, in Texas, and got the tickets. So there's a tip. But people aren't doing it on the phone anymore. But sometimes you can revert to old school things because getting it online, I did that for the Hamilton tickets. That shit went so fucking fast. When it came to Houston, I could only get 3 seats. One was on the floor, orchestra level. And then they were 2 other places because I needed to get 3 tickets and I couldn't even get them fucking together. That's how quickly the Hamilton tickets went when they went on tour. So anywho, I just call now. It makes a huge, huge, huge difference because these tickets are ridiculous. Now you can pay three, 400, $2,000, $3,000 to take a picture with the artist. I mean, I'm not blaming them for getting their money, but by the time you pay tickets, by the time you pay parking, by the time you get a little something to eat, you're spending like $1,000 a ticket, which is insanity to me. That's expensive. Oh, and forget about your little outfit. Did you see all those people at the Beyonce? Silver was having a killing during the Renaissance tour.
Child, Beyonce made me wear a shirt that I hadn't even like. I was like, I'm just doing this for Beyonce, but like, oh God! But it was beautiful though. It was
It
beautiful.
was, but thank you, Dr. Goddess, for the free Texans tickets. I'm gonna need you to do the hookup again next time you come.
Listen, I will definitely try. I will definitely try.
Thank you, Dr. Goddess.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I didn't attend the Renaissance for the record. It was in
That's
Oh,
the only
lady.
tour I haven't gone to as well.
Oh,
yeah,
y'all.
I
I
think I'm
thought
getting
about it.
old because I was like, I'm
Exactly.
gonna buy the tickets, but then in my mind I was like, man, I could go buy me a bag because where I want to sit,
No,
I
you
could buy
know
me a
what?
bag and some.
You know
Exactly.
what? You know what you should do is just watch the concert video because that's like the best seat in the house. You're gonna get like
All of it up front.
yeah, it's great. She does a great job with that. So yeah, I would just watch that. But you have to like the Renaissance tour was undefeated, as somebody said in the chat. It was absolutely amazing, amazing.
So I am regretting not going because only because of her daughter. But outside of that, like when the
Yes.
ticket prices, when I where I want to sit, I was like, man, I could buy me a bag. In my mind, I knew I said, damn, I'm getting old. Cause back in the days, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna pay $1,000 for these tickets. I'm gonna figure it out. Okay. Like, but now it's like I ain't paying for that. I'll go get me some shoes.
Yeah.
Have you?
No, I went.
Let,
I wasn't going to pay all that money, but I was like, she's coming to Houston. It's going to be historic. And like, I cried when Blue Ivy came out because I'm a huge Beyonce fan. Like, Solange went to middle school with my sister. That's about the age that she is. So it was Pershing Middle School. Solange would actually wear her sister's clothes. Like when she was in the that video with oh shoot, not Avant, Happily Ever After. The Case video, like Solange wore those pants to school. And Destiny's Child actually performed at my sister's middle school. So she's been a huge Beyonce fan from day one. And on the Southwest side, you would see Solange and her husband at the time because their family lived in Sugarland. Everybody knows where the original house was. Everybody knows Miss Tina's House of Brown, right? Where you would go get your hair done. It was one of the better salons in Houston. So everybody has a soft spot for Beyonce, actually. So when I saw Blue Ivy come out and knowing that she had been so determined because people were so mean to her when she was in Europe criticizing her performance, which I'm like, that baby is making money with her mother. I was like so proud. I was like, oh my God. Everybody was tearing up, like, it's Blue Ivy, it's Blue Ivy. Everybody was screaming. It was insane. I don't regret going, even though that shit was too expensive. I probably spent like $1,800 total. But I gifted my good friend because I knew that she was a huge Beyonce fan. I literally made the decision to go like 2 days before, which cost me. But yeah, I don't regret it. It was amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
good afternoon, school. How are you, sir? Just wanted to say hello. Welcome to the stage. Welcome, sir.
Oh yeah, it was high as shit. My sister went to Club Renaissance, but you know she bougie. She got it. I don't even want to tell you how much them children spent. It was insanity. I love Beyonce. Oh, and Kendrick and SZA went on tour before because I saw them. Remember when the soundtrack for Black Panther was out? So they're probably going to perform that song too, which is a gorgeous song. Dr. Monique, okay, make that money, girl.
Yeah, I cried when Blue Ivy came. Actually, I cried when Beyonce first came out, and I cried when Blue came out. But yeah, I mean, you would have to follow, her to understand why we cried. We love Blue, and you got to keep in mind, it's Black Americans with our ignorant asses were the ones making fun of Blue and talking about her hair and all this other stuff. I mean, sometimes we could just be so ignorant.
Blue.
So I'm so glad that
I hate when people would say,
would you say, Patty?
I said I never made fun of Blue, and if anybody would have said something stupid, she's beautiful,
Oh,
and I love that her mother kept her the way she was.
me
Like,
too. Me too. But I mean, it's just like that's why Beyonce had to write, I like my baby's hair with baby hair and afros and stuff like that because people were just they were constantly talking about how oh, she's gonna look like Jay-Z, and oh, why would Beyonce leave her hair? Because black folks who want their child to have black hair and aren't afraid of afros, that's what you do. You just shape your child's head, you moisturize it, it's clean, and that's it. So like they were just tripping all the time. So that's why we barely saw Blue for a while, because I know Beyonce was like, y'all ain't gonna be cyberbullying my daughter.
Well,
Okay.
remember the girl at the Olympics? I was so ashamed to be a black
Yes.
woman when they
Gabby,
drugged
was it Gabby
Gabby.
Douglas?
Yep.
Gabby Douglas. I was fighting in the comments like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? She's at the fucking Olympics.
Oh yeah, I
Oh
cussed
my
everybody
God.
out. I cussed everybody out, and I didn't cuss out Oprah, but I definitely criticized her because I felt like she spent too much time on Gabby's hair when she did, the interview with her. I'm like, this woman, this young woman has broken so many records. She is so fabulous, and you in a half hour show, you spent 12 minutes on the hair issue. Come on, Oprah, do better. I mean, I don't mind her addressing it because you couldn't ignore it, but I was just like, come on, Oprah. And y'all, she wrote me back, but I don't care.
Oh, she did.
And
But
she
isn't
sure
that
did.
sad? That like I think that I mean that was really bad. It was all over the little social media thing. They were attacked. And yes, thank you, Ivy, because they tried to come for Simone and her edges. Like, so you really want black girls to go get perms and put all that fucking gel in their hair because you think it needs to be slicked back? That's annoying as hell. That was really bad. I think I just left it alone for a few days because I was like, this is literally pissing me the fuck off. I have little nieces. Like, what are we saying? We're really calling people nappy hair because they're performing at the Olympics? Stupid asses.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and I'm still traumatized because I got relaxed. I don't know how old I was, maybe 5. I know I was way too young to get relaxed. And it was like the yellow relaxer, the one that's like definitely bad for you. I mean, I think all of it's
Oh,
bad
that
for you,
lie. Yep,
but
burn the shit out of your
yeah,
head.
lie. And I remember my mom doing it in the bathroom. It was just, why would you want anyone to go through? It's just, it's wild.
I am so happy and glad to see young black girls with natural hair. It now that makes me smile.
My daughter's hair has been natural. I've never put anything in her hair. And you know, when she was a little girl, somebody was like, "Oh, your poof," and she's like, "I love my poof." I was like, "You're right. You love that poof."
That's where my nickname comes from, Patty, because back home, a lot of the people a little bit more mixed than I am, and they had, long, beautiful hair. But my hair is a little, shout out to my dad. So my great grandmother would put it in little pompidoos, is what she called them. Basically part it and have two little poofies. So they would call me Mickey Mouse. But I didn't like to be called Mickey Mouse, so I would get mad. So they settled for Mickey. So that's literally where I got my nick. I got my nickname from is from my Pompidou is my great grandmother called them. My hair was still long; it was to my back, but it was not like as my grandmother said. She couldn't just twist her fingers around it and make a candy curl because that's all they used to wear back then is those damn candy curls. So yeah, I got braids a lot when I was little with all the little beads and stuff. Boy, you couldn't tell us nothing getting them braids in our them beads in our hair. Yep, you were not allowed to cut little girls' hair back in the day. Like you would, I can't imagine when my mom cut my hair when I was in middle school when she brought me to Houston. People didn't talk to her for months. They were pissed. You do not cut a woman's hair. My great grandmother, her hair was very, very, very long. But back then, after a woman got married, she was not allowed to wear her hair down in public. So you would only see their hair down at night, and they would always wear their hair. This is just the fake bougie Southern Louisiana what the genteel people did back in the day.
But you
Not
know,
anymore.
Indians, they cut their daughters' hairs off. I think, and the little boys, but they shave their hair off when they're very young, and they keep it low until they're like 2 years old. And then that's the reason why they have this long, thick hair. Yeah, the couple people that I used to work with, I seen them, and I was like, why y'all cut that baby hair off like that?" She said that's their tradition, and it helps to grow the hair back strong.
See, if boys had hair a certain grade, they didn't want them to have razor cuts. Now, this was with my first son. My grandfather damn near cussed me out because his dad used clippers to cut his hair. But back home, you always did a scissor cut on a little boy's hair so it would retain the grade. Um, but I was in Houston and not Louisiana, so you had to wait a particular time before you cut a boy's hair. Like they were very particular about it. And my grandmother used to trim my hair on the new moon, and that was supposed to encourage hair growth. But don't get me started on all of the things that we believed back in the day that I probably still pretty much believe because it's just so ingrained in my head.
Oh, Dominicans do that. We like I have to check the lunar calendar in order to get a haircut.
Oh, really?
So,
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, yep, we
They
did the
actually
same thing
have
too.
apps. So they have apps that tell you when's the best day to get a haircut. Let me tell you something. I've had friends, during law school, my first year, some of my hair fell out, but that's the only time. I have the thickest hair out of like almost everybody that I know. It's thick, like super thick. So yeah, lunar calendar. There's apps, there's that will tell you like when's the best day to even shave, cut your hair, like um all that stuff.
Wait, you gotta
Oh
make an appointment to cut your pubic hairs?
no, not your
Oh
pubic.
my God.
I love that
No,
song.
like
I was
my
just
actual
asking.
hair on my head.
Yeah, I
My
know about
actual hair on
that,
my head.
but
I mean, take it for what you want to use it for.
okay.
So, but the hair on my head is super thick. And now, I've been stopped relaxing my hair a long time ago. And it's really healthy, if I do
You
say
shave
so
your legs
myself.
too, people. You shave your legs, not your coochie.
Exactly. Well, yeah, your leg. I don't shave. I don't have to shave. Like I don't grow hair on my legs and my arms like that. So
Yeah, got electrolysis or something.
never, never. Actually, when I was a kid, I heard because I always wanted hairy legs. So somebody said you shave.
Explain that, Becca.
There's nothing to explain. I just thought it was nice. Like when I would see people put baby oil on their legs, the women, and I just thought it was nice, and I wanted it. So they said, when you shave, it grows back, and I shaved my legs, and nothing ever came in. So I don't know. I don't have hair on my arms or my legs. Yep, as smooth as a baby.
Girl, I'm one of them girls that have to get my arms waxed.
The women back home do, Patty. Oh wait, am I in the Matrix or she in the Matrix?
Huh?
The women back home do, but it's the ones that have more native blood. They have those thick mustaches. But some of the men, they don't let
Yeah,
the
I get
women cut the
mustache.
mustaches. They find it sexy. But Sin, I wanted to ask you. So the hair thing was a big deal back home, like a big fucking deal. But when they did cut your hair, you were supposed to flush it down the toilet because we believe that if someone got some of your hair, or like when you were on your cycle, you had to damn near, wrap it like it was a gift before you put it in the trash, that was someone getting part of your essence and they could do something to you with that. So one time I put, I can't remember, maybe a cousin was cutting my hair and I put it in the trash can. I got cussed out in French, Spanish, other languages. And that's when I learned that, nope, you are supposed to flush it down the toilet, including for the men, or, get away with it, but not put it in the trash. Did y'all have those beliefs that somebody could, quote unquote, do some spells or something? Yeah, bougie, the burning. Okay, I'm glad that wasn't just us because I thought my family was crazy for a long ass time. My bad.
Not you clogging up all the sewage.
Girl, yes. See, Bougie said her granny used to burn it. And don't let anybody touch your head. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Okay, good. We really all grew to live the same life. That is hilarious. Ivy, weren't the old people crazy as shit?
But no,
Oh my
but
God.
Miki, those are African concepts. You do realize that, right?
I did not. I knew it was some voodoo concepts, but I didn't make the association as
Mhm.
African.
Mhm.
Didn't they do like something to the Bible to Samson to make him give up his strength? Right?
They cut his hair. Yes, his
Yeah.
hair was the source of his strength. They cut his hair.
Yeah, but they never said, "Oh, I'm gonna do," But that to me, that was like the assumption is like they did some shit with his hair. But yeah, people have been doing that. No, I've heard of that stuff, but I don't ever fuck with any of that stuff. I'm always like super scared about it. But I'm sure, yeah, people do all types of shit.
And I wasn't allowed to sleep with my elbows up in the air because my grandmother told me that the spirits could get you. That's why I thought they ass was crazy. And
How
you
the
know, to this
fuck can you
day,
sleep with your elbows in the air?
I was
like if
going to
you
ask
put
you.
your hands behind your head and you lie back,
Oh,
nope,
Oh, okay.
can't do that. The spirit's gonna get you. So guess what? I don't fucking sleep with my. Even if I'm turning over in my bed, I'll wake up like, oh shit, they about to get me. Don't ask me why they told me this, but that's what I remember.
wow.
No whistling at night. Wait, I haven't heard that one, Ivy. No whistling at night. Oh, are you gonna wake up the spirits? Oh shit. Okay, that makes sense.
Very
No naps, Michael?
suspicious.
Michael said no
No naps
casual
allowed.
habits.
Hanging on the wall.
I think that's a personal.
Wait, who granny made him turn off the TV when it was lightning outside? Turn off all the lights.
Everybody granny. Yeah,
Like, what
Not
the fuck?
mine.
Why? We
my
gotta be
great
quiet. Like, is
Not
it
grandmother
public?
mine.
my great grandmother
I
was.
had a granny that told me, I was like, yeah, my friend said turn off the TV if it's electrical store. She was like, if my TV go out, everybody in the building TV go out. Don't touch my damn TV.
Nah, but that lightning is God speaking. It's Jesus. Turn that TV off for Jesus speaking.
So I used to have a babysitter that I would go to after school, and they were very I don't know if you want to call it Southerners, but they would do that. Like, and it was so weird to me because we was sitting there, it was like crisscross applesauce while the storm was going on. And I was sitting there like, what in the world is going on? Because that was not how we did it at home. So, but yeah, I have experienced it. And I guess it was because God was speaking. Yeah. And then some people said something about somebody's crying when it's raining, and then the thunder is God yelling. I used to be like, what? I don't know anything about this. Y'all never heard that before?
I heard something about the sun. If the sun's out and it's raining, something about the devil's beating his wife. Something. I don't
Something
know.
crazy
Wait,
like that?
what?
Yeah.
Sunshine
No,
Yeah, I
I've
heard
heard
Dennis?
that
that
from a
before.
son. One of the soldiers
I
just
heard that
told me that. I said,
before.
"What the fuck is you
Yeah,
talking about?" I'm from New
something
York, so
about the
I just
devil
was
beating
like,
his
"Oh,
wife.
okay."
Yep, I heard that before.
When you believe in things you don't understand, you
Why did they
suffer.
always have to traumatize us with shit though? It was always about the damn devil. I was told when I was little, if you like lay on the sofa, lie down on the sofa and put your head over the edge, then you would see the devil. So I wonder if they just told me that to get me to stop doing it, but it scares the shit out of me even today.
That
You
that's y'all
can't bend me over the
Louisiana
fucking bed.
people. They never talked about the devil in my place. They never talked. They just talked about God. They talk about Jesus. Everything is Jesus. Jesus this, Jesus that. Any type of weather event is Jesus. If the earth is shaking, that's Jesus shaking the
And when it thunders, what do they say? That's God switching the furniture around.
Not
earth.
changing the furniture.
Yeah, he's moving the furniture around when it thunders.
These stories, yeah.
You know what? I feel sorry for today's kids. Remember, this might be Gen X and older. Remember when we were all scared of Bloody Mary? Like, why the fuck were they telling us those stories?
Hell
So
yeah.
we would be like, go in the bathroom and turn off the light and say Bloody Mary 3 times, and then we would all start screaming like we were crazy.
Oh, I was that kid that tested it out. They're like, y'all suckers. I believe in everything.
And we played with Ouija boards at like the center and
I
stuff.
did too. They did.
Yeah. We would go in the bathroom and we would say Bloody Mary, man. And then, get all freaked out, and I'll be at home thinking about it like, Lord, please forgive me.
Yeah, somebody
Girl,
said,
I
go
was the
do it today.
scariest.
Oh no, no, I was the one that was moving the damn eye around and pretending it wasn't me. Be like, oh, who was? Oh shit,
Yeah,
who's
I
moving
didn't
around?
like to roll because I already believed in stuff. My daughter was scary movies.
Little Patty in the Matrix. Now
When
that
I came, am I better?
yes.
So when I was a kid, my mom kept me away from scary movies. So when I went to college, I started watching them. And like even at this big age, if I watch something scary, I'll like go in my room and I'll like hop over the bed. Like go in the house and be like, yeah, let me get my gun out because like I ain't got no gun. Let me get my gun. Ain't got no gun. Ain't got nothing but a pair of keys. And But yeah. So like with my daughter, I'd be like, "You wanna go see that movie? Go ahead. Start freaking yourself out. You don't wanna be stuck like me."
Yeah, I don't play with them spirit movies. Mm-mm. I watched Poltergeist when I was younger, and a couple of those other ones. What was that one? Oh, The Exorcist. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't play with that kind of stuff no more. I used to watch Elm Street, Freddy Krueger, and Jason. And I'm glad I got over that fear because I had a fear of Freddy for a while. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Oh, I hate it when they would sing that song. Stop! Don't sing it! Don't sing it! You remember that song, Royal?
Of course, I used to laugh at those movies. Oh, I know that people might think I'm a demon child. I laughed at all of that scary stuff. It was hilarious to me. I'm like, go ahead, people, be scared.
So you still like horror movies?
It's not really. Not really. So, uh, how I got over, I guess, horror films is when I was 4, almost 4. I was 4. I remember really well. Um, I felt like something touching my neck when I was sleeping, and that's to this day I still have the covers over my head. Right? Crazy enough, right? I peeked out after I saw this, felt this thing on my neck, and I'm looking around the room and I saw these antique toys and like a piano in front of the door. And then the next day I woke up and then I was like, okay, it's gone. But then a couple of years later, my sister and I talked about it. She said she saw the same damn thing, and I'm like, what the hell? And she was like, yeah. And she described it to a T. That shit fucked me up. So that was so real to me that movies are like a joke.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, school, you there?
1, 2, school is coming for you.
3, 4, you better lock the door.
School.
5, 6.
Yo, did y'all hear what happened up the block from me? It was like a couple blocks away from where I work.
Yeah,
Ain't that some shit?
that's
God
crazy.
When he talking
damn.
about the killing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, we can't. I was coming in. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is? Well, first of all, they already having like a tree lighting, but I'm like, what the fuck is all this traffic? What the
You
hell
know it's
is this?
crazy? My daughter had texted me, there's a whole bunch of traffic. And you know she's staying Flatiron.
Hmm.
So I was like, really? And then y'all start talking about it. So I text her back, it might be this. And then she texts me back like an hour later. It was that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yep,
Y'all
and New
gotta
York moves
watch
on like
The
nothing happened.
Jackal. The Dawn of the Jackal. You gotta watch it.
What is that?
It's about assassination.
That's exactly what today was. Yo,
Exactly.
nah, but the fact that homie got away on a bike, it kills me. I'm just like, wow, a bicycle, not even a motorcycle, a bicycle.
That shit
You
Really?
was
know what's
given
crazy?
That Colombian lady that used to take motherfuckers out on her bike. You remember?
Wait, the
Yeah.
guy who assassinated the CEO United left on a bike?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Crazy. I don't even know why I'm laughing. That shit is not funny at all.
He was on a Citibank
Jesus Christ. But
bike.
no, 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 no. No, it can't be a
And you
city
know we
bike.
got
The
bikes all over the
Them
city.
shits are fucking shit.
talking about
Nah,
the
nah,
So
nah,
bike
nah.
didn't even belong
it
to
could be
him.
traced back to his credit card if he did do a bike on the city.
Yeah,
You know
please
how
tell me it
the
wasn't
city
a
has
city
all
bike.
the little stand up
Is
Those
bikes
that how
now.
he
things,
stole that shit for the
It
chinos?
better not be no
Yeah.
it,
You wait, in this city,
it better not
nobody.
be no city bike
Nah,
because them
nah,
shits can be traced.
nah. You don't understand. There's like them shits are laid out everywhere. Like you walk anywhere, you could just like, oh, a city bike.
Right, but it
People
won't
just hop
start
on that
unless
shit.
you actually use your card.
Motherfuckers be
So
driving that shit. I'm trying to tell you, I've
yeah,
seen
but
it.
that's because they put their card in. You cannot like
No,
those
no,
bikes will
no,
be
no, no.
they won't move.
No, I'm talking about somebody would just leave it laying
They don't
down on
click.
the
They don't bring
ground.
them back to the base.
Yeah.
You can. I
Patty.
know plenty of people with
Right.
jailbroken city bikes.
I be seeing people in
Yeah.
Queens with those bikes. I'm like,
Like
yo, how the fuck
all
you
the
get
time.
down here?
Because they'll rent the bikes and yo, for real, like I don't know, but I do believe they probably could jailbreak them. But
No,
them
they can.
bikes,
My
like
friend
even
had
if you
one
lay it
for
on,
like a year, and he finally like
You
gave it
see?
back.
Yeah,
I'm so
Patty,
done.
because you got to think
Allegedly.
about it. The thing is, if the person doesn't return it back to where it's supposed to be, then it shouldn't stop charging the credit card. If they just leave it and they abandon it, then it never stops, right? It's still connected to
But
that.
it ain't cheap though. You'll see
Unless you
that
cancel your
charge.
card.
Yeah,
Right.
you have to cancel your card and it'll stop. Them wheels, them pedals won't move. And you notice that, but by day one, 24 hours, you're gonna notice. That them bikes are cheap if you want to do like a 2 or 3 hour, 4 hour ride. But just having it for 24 hours, that's expensive.
So I just want to say, whoever, I don't wish that, I don't wish that for nobody, but that person has some good ass aim, unlike the motherfucker that's try to get the other guy out.
Don't say
Cause
that. Don't say
he, I'm just saying that this dude
I
shot him
know.
right in
I
the chest
got
and he
you.
died.
I got you. Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Hey Matt, how
Happy
you doing, babe?
Wednesday, buddy. How are you?
Happy hump day to y'all.
You got any exciting news for us from your end of the
Oh,
spectrum?
of course. Y'all could, I mean, it doesn't get any, how do I say this?
Matt, you're safe. It's
I will
not the
say, so
craziest up here right now.
Trump, well, a couple of different things y'all could lay into to us Republicans about. The Supreme Court's conservative majority appears ready to endorse Tennessee's law banning gender affirming care for trans children. Um, the next one is I hear about that United Healthcare CEO. God bless his heart. That's just tragic. He was murdered today, but Trump appointed Trump. Y'all are gonna love this, and rightfully I can understand. Trump picks Peter Navarro as top trade advisor. Get this, comma,
Mm.
4 months after release from prison.
So we talked about that. So I actually talked about Peter Navarro. I don't know the other guys, but I talked about Peter Navarro and did a Google search real quick to break down the other shit. Because I can't just talk about it. He just got released 4 months ago. Like, but it's just a lot of controversy behind him. During even the last administration, he was part of the reason why a lot of these farmers lost their farms. He was very um, he was one of the big guys when it came to the America First policy that put us in the position we were when it came to these tariffs. So he is a controversial figure. Um, he went against his a lot of he was a lot of economists don't even agree with a lot of the policies. They say he's old school. He's not. A lot of his policies are not relevant with what's going on with modern times. And yeah, he's lost in the sauce.
Now, I didn't. First of all, I didn't even know Navarro was even in jail, and I'm surprised because they all went to jail. But why did he go to jail again?
I'm not
Let
sure
me look it
about
up.
the jail, but
Everybody went to jail and did
I
time.
did want to say something to Matt. Matt, this is the reason why I get anxiety about Trump being in office. Like, you just never know when he's playing and when he's serious. Like, why would he go and hire these people knowing that these people are crazy, knowing that their backgrounds are like, not the best? Is it a joke or is he serious? What's going on? What's going on with your friend?
No, it's not my friend. I don't think he has too many friends, actually. I still say that his only friend is Vince McMahon, who, by the way, has been accused of sexual assault and had to drop out of the WWE. Anyways, yeah, man, look, he is taking this administration coming up. Yeah, do I have anxiety about it? Yeah, I do. I've got more anxiety about it over the past few days, past week about it. He's about to turn what we know as the federal government on top of its head. The foundation will stay the same, checks and balances and so forth, in my opinion. Okay, in my
The
opinion,
checks and balances aren't gonna stay the same. Let's be honest.
Patty, we didn't hear you. You on the matrix.
you're in, I think
Oh
you're in the
yeah,
matrix.
Morpheus got you. Go.
But he's about to look. The checks and there's thank God there's checks and balances in government um, for all presidential uh, uh, candidates and presidents. Um, but with that said, he's about to turn the federal government on top of its head. The structure of how it works within departments, within within even to the cabinet positions. So yeah, I have some anxiety about it, but I'm willing to. I always want to say I'm willing to take the chance. I'm glad that Donald Trump has the chance to turn it on top of his head because, in my opinion, the federal government's generally broken, and I think it could be run more efficiently and effectively. And it's not now, Flynn here. He is not status quo, and I think, to my opinion, that's okay.
So Matt, I do have to say, number one, yeah, there are no checks and balances in this particular situation because the individuals you're talking about, or I should say, the sections that you're talking about are compromised. Uh, Congress is obviously compromised. You got the head of Congress, which is the Speaker of the House. He's compromised, and he will do the biddings of the president. So they go that check and balance on that side, and then of course the Supreme Court, right? Which is that's iffy. They might hold some things up, right? Or hold the wall on some things, and then some other things they'll let it go, which we've seen already in the last couple of years. So I don't know about checks and balances really working in this situation. The other thing is the the concept of turning the government on its head, and it's a good thing, is that's irresponsible. It's irresponsible thinking because the you got an entire country of people who rely on the government being stabilized and working. Their lives, their very lives depend on it. Their livelihoods depend on it, right? You got to remember that most people in the country, right, who rely on the government are not rich. They're just like regular mundane people who, without government being there in various different aspects, we're talking about whether it be their job, their livelihood, or it's just some type of social program that helps them stay alive, helps them meet ends meet. Without those things, you just screw people. So that whole concept of turning things on its head is always a privileged way of thinking. It's terrible for the average person. So don't think that's a good thing. Donald Trump literally does not need to be president. This is like a game for him, right? We don't need that type of person in office. We need somebody who's responsible, reliable, and is here to actually work for the people. He's not here to work for the people. He's here to do his own thing to make himself richer, his buddies richer, and everything that he's doing proves it.
And that's where we disagree. Respectfully, I mean, I think he loves his country, and I think he knows that he's there to serve the American people. He wants to leave a legacy. Leaving a legacy is not. I'm against tariffs. I'm against this thing, the steelworkers thing. Again, I'm against tariffs. Completely against it. Not completely. Generally against tariffs where it needs to be implemented. This 25% across the board, all this bullshit. In my opinion, it's not going to happen. My guess, and see, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we'll get some better trade deals per se. I think that when Donald Trump just yesterday said that war better end in Gaza and in Israel, that better stop before January 20, or there will be hell to pay. That's going to
So
get there.
may I ask you a
That's going.
question,
Mm-hmm.
Matt? So you
Well,
said you agree with some of the things that Trump says, but then you also say that's probably not going to happen. Excuse me, happen. but then you say, oh, well, but I believe him about Israel and Gaza. How do you pick and choose what you choose to believe about what Donald Trump says?
I don't believe 100% of anything anybody says, even my wife. But at the end of the day, he's serious
So
about
you
these.
believe your wife lies to you all the time?
Sometimes people lie to people that to protect them. Did you get? Did you pick up meat from the grocery store? Oh yes, and she turns the car around to go pick up meat. I mean, whatever. My point is that
So you
my
give the president leeway to lie to you because he doesn't want to hurt you?
nope, not lie. But
Uh-huh.
But
when it
but but, that,
comes
but
to
but that's pretty backwards because what you're saying is he's telling a lie about this particular policy that he wants to put in place that literally will hurt people. So if he's lying about the policy that will hurt people, then it's okay. No, how about not say the lie that will hurt people or even think of that particular policy in the first place and even suggest it be a thing? How about that? Like that's what's so unserious about this individual.
it's all about
Like like
No, but
negotiations.
the
like
No,
reason
what
I
is he
no.
ask is
doing?
because I'm not a Trump supporter, Matt. So can you tell me when I need to believe him and when I don't? Is there like, did y'all get an email or a filter? Like what, if he's talking about domestic things, he's not telling the truth. I'm not sure why he would say these things, that aren't true. But so like if he's talking about international things, but then terrorists would kind of be international. So what's the code? Like how do we make this determination? When to listen to him and when not to listen to him?
So when he says 25% tariffs across the board, that's what he's going to implement. That's a message to Mexico.
No,
Tighten up.
that's a
No.
message to
So
China.
why would
That's a
he
message
tweet?
to Canada. That's a message to
Why?
everyone.
Why would he tweet out at them like he doesn't have a phone? He can't communicate with these people. I don't. So why would he tweet out the message to Americans if the message is for people out of the country? I don't. I don't understand that. How does that work? That's supposed to make them
They
scared or
don't.
something?
But
Uh
in
huh.
my yeah, without one
So you
thousand percent.
So you think that heads of state are now supposed to look at Donald Trump's tweets on True Social to understand how he's going to move? Is that making America great again? Did Eisenhower used to do that? Can somebody? I don't really like American history. It's rather boring to me. Can somebody tell me? Did Reagan used to tweet at Americans or communicate on some form of? I'm uncertain. Is that how we've always done it? Can somebody?
Yes, absolutely, without a doubt.
Hey, that's Miss Lisa's. That was anyway. So with that said,
So this is
Wait,
going to
I'm
make
sorry.
America
I'm
great again.
sorry. Can wait. So somebody said we've always done governance by tweet. Did I hear that right? I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
I
I'm
was.
trying to.
Oh, I'm sorry because I'm working too, so I want to make sure I'm following. Okay, sorry, Lisa.
Oh
Got it.
my gosh, so funny.
Got it. Got it.
Dr. AG, I was just wondering, right? Because Donald Trump says he's going to make America great again. So it would seem to me that he would do a lot of things that we've done in the past that somehow we're not doing, right? So I was just
Yeah,
asking
I
because,
I got it. I
yeah,
was just making sure I
yeah.
was going
Hmm.
along.
it's all obviously there wasn't Twitter back in the 80s or 50s, but what there is there's messaging. He puts out. We don't know internal messaging that he provides these foreign leaders, but he lets the because he works for us. He's going to let the public know of the direction he's taken when it comes to Israel, when it comes to tariffs. He will let them know. He may have let them know over the
But you said
Canadian.
you don't believe he's going to do 25% or the 100% against the BRICS nations. So I'm confused. He's told them one thing and now he's telling you another and you still don't believe it? Is that what you're saying?
I get the 25. I don't believe that the Prime Minister of Canada flew down to Mar-a-Lago last week to give him a handshake and tell him congratulations. I think he flew down there to visit with him about what his plans are on on these tariffs and what Canada can do to prevent these tariffs from being implemented.
Yeah,
Therefore, getting a
okay.
better trade. I
Yeah.
don't know what
Yeah.
that looks like. Now, look,
What Canada should do is they should sign NAFTA and then the new NAFTA agreement that he brokered 4 years ago. Oh, and that is what they did. Why should Canada be threatened with new tariffs because of problems in the US or some
Well, let's
shit?
let Matt finish. I didn't finish hearing what Matt was saying because I'm trying
well,
to understand this. We're trying
maybe
to
he could get
understand
maybe
the
he could get a
mega.
better.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
maybe he could get a better deal. I don't think all he's trying to do is position this country to be in a stronger place than it is. That's it. And he's using it with tariffs. He's using it with threats
But
with
he's
Israel.
actually not. He's actually not. He's causing more
Wait a
trouble
minute. He
than
was
he's trying to
almost
fix.
finished. He was almost finished. He was almost finished.
Okay.
And threats with Israel. So I would like to think that Hamas looks at this country a little bit different under a Trump administration than a Biden administration. Because you know what?
Why
Trump
is
is
that? The agreements with Israel were made decades ago. So
with
is it a different military under Trump?
it's a
Is it a
different
different
the,
country under Trump? Is it a different president? Is America different because we have someone who is a president? So does he just redo America? Is that what this sounds like?
Yeah, and why are you bringing in Hamas? What do they got to do with us?
has everything to do with us.
No, it doesn't. That's
Okay.
Israel and their bullshit. They need to fix that bullshit. And we need to stop paying them.
Matt,
They're a
Matt,
big.
he said,
There's
Matt,
our biggest ally in the Middle East, and it's in our best interest that Israel stays a big ally and it stays in existence.
Hamas
Therefore,
is? Yeah, that's what
Israel,
giving them everything they wanted.
Israel. It's
Israel, yeah.
okay. So, with that being said, um, he's not going to slow play over the what this war has been going on for a year and 2 months, and we've slow played the arms to
The
Israel.
Hamas and Israel war has been going on a year and 2 months. Did I hear you say that right?
The war that
Yeah.
we know as
Uh,
of today, when Hamas went over and slaughtered 1,400 people, that the war that started at that time.
You mean the war that
So
started way before that for years? It's been going on for multiple years, and it's just that this is one particular battle within a large war. That's what you're talking about? Because it didn't start that day.
yeah,
That would be historically wrong.
when a sovereign country gets invaded and 1,400 people are slaughtered, including babies, yeah, that's an act of war. So Israel has a right to
okay.
defend itself.
So why aren't
And
they
so
done yet?
what?
Why aren't they
What?
done yet?
Because
Because they don't have enough weapons?
The Biden administration has slow played everything when it comes to Israel. And what Trump will do is
We're
go,
a
what?
support role. They have all the weapons they need. They're ineffective in getting it done. And Trump said, you better get it done. What does get it done mean?
That means get it done quickly and swiftly, not slow played over a year. To be concerned that if you don't have the United States support, because look, we could withdraw all
Wait, wait,
support.
wait, wait.
Okay,
Unequivocal 100% US support. That's all we've given. So why isn't it done?
no, not no, it has not been over the past year. Absolutely not. And so what Trump will come in and do is go do what you got to do to get it done and get this shit over with. Don't take your time. Don't worry about politics. Go get this shit done and get it over with immediately.
So
And
basically, kill more,
When
kill
Biden is
more
done,
innocent people. I
he is
got you.
slow.
Netanyahu is
Trad.
not worried about politics. He's done everything he wanted to. If he's ineffective in getting it done, Trump is not going to go over there and fly planes. Trump's not going to launch missiles. What Biden did do, though, last week is stop or broker a ceasefire between Hezbollah or Lebanon and Israel. So that's positive. I don't know why that doesn't get any
Oh yeah,
acknowledgement.
sure, absolutely it does. Acknowledgement. Do you believe
Okay,
in
so
coincidence?
that's
Do
one
you
more
believe in
thing that Biden
coincidence?
did to set
Do you
up
believe in
Trump, which
Do
is
you
which is
believe in
great.
coincidences? Do you believe that within 1 week after the was it 2 weeks after the election that they come to a peace agreement? Really?
Yeah, but the
Is that all
Biden,
a coincidence?
right, but Matt, the Biden administration has been trying to broker a peace deal between Hamas and Israel for the longest, and Israel were the ones that were saying no. They said no at every turn, and the reason why they said no at every turn is because it wasn't enough. I mean, have you looked at or listened to what's been happening over the last year and 2 months as you talked about? Remember that there was a ceasefire at one point, which is why a whole bunch of hostages were released. But then they went back into the war, to the hot war, instead of just continuing ceasefires and releasing more hostages. That's how it could have been done, just like the first time. but they decided to keep it a hot war.
Release the
So
hostages. That's what Donald Trump said. I guarantee you. It,
I think you're missing the whole point. The point is there was a release of hostages at first during a ceasefire, and at that, what Hamas was asking for is for their hostages to be released because you're forgetting the fact that they have hostages and they've had them. I should say Israel has Palestinian hostages and prisoners for a long time. We're talking about young children at that. This is why this went down. You think this was just something that some people decided to do overnight just because? Like, bruh, you really need to read this whole situation a little more and see why everything that the DT is saying doesn't make any sense whatsoever. What is getting it done?
release
And Matt, go ahead, Matt.
release the hostages. Full stop. If you don't release the hostages, all hell will break loose. That's
So
what
Israel
Trump has
needs to
said,
release their
and I
hostages
believe
too.
and I believe it. And I believe that includes U.S. missiles. That includes putting Iran back in its place. That includes these oil embargoes that we have. Iran over the past 4 years, oil exports have increased by billions and
Wait,
billions of
wait, wait,
dollars
wait.
under the
You're changing the subject. Iran has nothing to do
Iran,
with Hamas
Hamas is the same
and
thing.
Israel's
Iran
ineffectiveness
is a
in combating
Iran
Hamas.
is funded by Hamas. Same thing.
They're also funded by
No,
Israel.
it's actually the opposite. But
No,
Iran
come
and
on.
Hamas are the same thing.
Who funds
Oh my
Hamas?
No,
God.
Who funds
Iran
Hamas?
Iran
Israel.
funds
Israel.
Hamas.
Israel
Okay,
funds
thank you.
Hamas.
Okay, thank you.
Israel.
Oh, Israel does. Got it.
So
Okay.
so
Oh,
so
you didn't
Matt
know that?
though. So Matt, it, one, and this is back to Miki's question on how do you know what to believe or not. Do you consider it a failed promise that during the campaign Trump said that the day after the election I'll have Ukraine solved? There'll be peace in Ukraine the day after the election. So it's well after the election. Ukraine is still not solved. So is that a promise broken, or
Sure,
is that just another joke?
sure. It's a promise broken. But I do know what happened. Ukraine has said they will give up the land. It's not a coincidence. They'll give up the eastern part of Ukraine in return for joining NATO. Now, that's the first time we've heard.
No, they
Um,
take back Eastern Ukraine and join NATO because fuck
no,
Russia.
no. You look what go.
They've always
You
wanted
get on
to
the
join
Google
NATO.
machine.
So how is
Go
that
no.
new?
No, Zelensky said he would give
Yes.
up some land in
Right. But what does Putin
exchange for
want?
joining NATO.
But what does Putin want? Do you know what
The,
Putin wants? Or Trump
yeah,
didn't tell you that?
that eastern part, that land in the eastern part of Ukraine. If Putin wants a way out of
Then
this war,
why did they try to
a
take over
million,
Kiev?
to a million and a half people have died in this war in Ukraine. There's
So
Yeah,
do you want
Putin
us to
kill
10
send
million
American
Putin.
people.
missiles?
10 million
1,500
I'm
people.
not,
Russians die every day, Matt,
Yeah,
and
so
Putin
I'm
doesn't give
confused,
a
Matt.
shit.
So do you want us to send missiles to Ukraine to defend them? Like you want us to send missiles to Iran? Like is that what you want to happen?
on
Because
condition.
Ukraine is our ally too. So
Uh,
is that what you want to happen? You want us to go and use military might against Russia?
yes,
Really?
and in this capacity, what Biden has always said of his policy over the past 4 years has been Ukraine will do everything we can. We will do everything we want. You want from us. We'll give you everything we can. And the end goal is to take back the entire country of Ukraine. Okay, no compromise. He wants the entire country. The checkbook will be open indefinitely until the country comes back, until they get 100% of their land back. Well, guess what? That's not going to happen. There's going to have to be a compromise. There's got to be an off ramp. And what the off ramp is going to be is Zelensky to give up part of his country, the eastern part of Ukraine, to Russia. And then Russia is going to have to obviously quit fighting. And that's going to be the compromise. And if Zelensky can't get that done, the checkbook will close. It's not an open checkbook anymore. That's
So
the off ramp.
So should Israel be giving up Gaza just just to end it?
No, I'm talking about Ukraine and Russia.
No, no.
The
What's the
Israeli,
difference? What's the difference? Both invading forces taking over another. You know,
what's the difference is that Gaza is that the Palestinians, Hamas, excuse me, came in from Gaza and killed 12, 1,300 people, including babies. There you go. That's the difference.
And
but
the
And
Russians
they've got
came in, and the Russians came in
and
and
did the
bombed
same.
and killed a bunch of people. What's the
yes,
difference? What's the
it's different.
difference?
The difference is ending it. Know what is
including
practical.
babies, including babies.
Why
The,
do why do
the
you
Say
want to
that,
why do you want to
including the
push
kids.
back Hamas but not push back Russia?
the difference is that is the what the different regions and what you can get done and what's
Different
reason
reasons, different
and
color
what
people.
what you could realistically get done. Look, I'm
So
sure.
how is how,
You're
so you're
afraid of
saying
Russia? What do you
so
mean
you're saying
realistically?
the Israeli thing, there's no there's it's unrealistic to think that you can get something done.
Yeah, I think you can get something done if you give the 70 hostages back. It looks a lot different. And all this aid that's
So
going into Gaza,
hold
quit
on, hold on,
stealing.
hold
Wait,
on.
wait,
Don't go
wait.
so
What a
fast. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. But your statement was the difference between the Ukrainian situation with the Russians and the Israeli situation with the Palestinians is what is realistic in terms of getting something done. That's what I want to focus on. So you're saying it's realistic that you can get something done in Ukraine with the Russians, but it's not realistic that you can get something done with the
That
Israelis and
no,
the
you
Palestinians.
can with Israel and the Palestinians. And that is, Palestinians give the hostages back, all of them,
Okay, and then what does
100% of them.
Israel do?
They'll quit. They'll quit
Hmm.
attacking
and
Gaza
Russia
by.
gives the
They'll
Hmm.
land
quit.
back.
Hold
Huh?
on. Hold on.
Russia's never going to give the land back.
Hold
That's
on,
going to be a war. That's
Matt. I
going to be a
want you
war.
to answer my question. Don't derail. Focus. So, what will Israel do?
Well, if they give the hostages back and quit shooting rockets into Israel,
Uh huh.
Israel will begin building back Gaza with their own
What is
fucking
the
money.
guarantee that that will happen?
History.
Well, the history is that when they rebuilt Gaza, they rebuilt it for themselves. They just built more kibbutzes closer and closer into the boundary.
They rebuild it. That's what they do. They
They
let
didn't
them vote
rebuild
on
it
their.
for the Palestinians though, and for
Well,
the
who else are you rebuild?
Gazans. They
Who else
rebuilt
are
it
you
for
rebuilding
themselves
for?
because their
They
kibbutzes went further and further beyond the established boundary.
they took their own people out of Gaza in
Oh,
2000 and 2006 or
and then took the
2007.
land that the people were on
No, took the
too.
people. No,
So
no,
so
no.
you're just
Gave the
not
land.
acknowledging you're
Gave
just
the
not
land.
acknowledging you're
Gave
just
the land to
not
Gaza.
acknowledging the expanded Israeli settlements.
No,
You're not
gave the
acknowledging that.
gave the land back to Gaza. Took the
Are
people
you
forcibly. Took
acknowledging are you acknowledging the expanded Israeli settlements?
yeah the settlements you have to go. Yes, the settlements
It's
throughout
a
Israel.
simple yeah, the settlements, right?
Yes,
That
yes.
breach the boundary, that breach the agreed upon boundary.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So then you want the Gazans to now give up more.
They're
Is
not
that what you're
giving up
saying?
more. No, no. There's no territory that Israel's going to take from Gaza. Zero.
Mm, mm. And
Done.
what is your evidence of that?
All Israel's going to do is pay hundreds of billions of dollars to build
What
Gaza
is your
back up.
evidence of that? That has never
It,
happened.
okay. Well, that's what is going. Who else is going to build it back up? They're
Okay,
not
you
going to.
can't answer a question with a question. This is your argument, and I'm assuming that you have followed the
Yes, they
logic all
will.
the way
Yes,
through.
they will. Yes,
And
they
there
will build
is
it
no
back up,
evidence that
without
that
a
will
doubt.
happen. Okay,
Absolutely, they will. Yeah.
all right, great.
Ba- ba-
That's what you want to be true. Gotcha.
Yeah, man.
exactly, Matt.
I don't
That's
know.
not written anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, man. I don't know why you're being so dismissive of the idea that they may build it back, but keep some more of it for themselves. Her point is very fair. I think the way you get around that is the international community would have to be involved in the rebuild, and it has to be done in a way that's going to be more beneficial for all citizens, as opposed to Israel kind of doing some additional creeping like what they did last time.
They'll build back. Broadly speaking, they're going to invest hundreds of billions of dollars and the international community, to your point. But who's going to lead those efforts?
How do you know?
I don't.
What are you talking
I
about? Where are you coming up with these
well,
numbers?
well, let me just tighten it up with him real quick. Sorry, Mal, shut up. Yeah. So Matt, I don't have any doubt that they'll invest a significant amount of money, but the question becomes, do they then creep and take 15% of that territory or 20% for themselves? Does it all stay the way it was before the war? That's the debate point.
I think it will stay the way it is before the war, is my guess.
Yes.
Well, it's anybody's guess at this point.
I know. I don't know. History is pretty predictive.
Absolutely, Dr. AG. We definitely know what happens when dictator like people take authority and upend everything that has made a country great. Yes, it will be interesting to see how history plays out yet once again.
Just for the record, I was the one that asked Matt that question originally, asking him when should we believe Trump or not. Yeah, I just wanted you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was me.
No worries, no worries. She did come back and reiterate it, and obviously a better way for others to understand what she was saying. Hey, Miss Judy, go ahead, Matt. You were going to say something.
Oh no, I mean it's wait. How do you believe? You don't. I don't believe any politician. I got to see it to believe it. I know what his goal is. I know about the
Please
way
stop
he's
saying that, Matt. I hate when you say, and yes, I've interrupted you because you voted for Donald Trump for a reason. You did. Stop, 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 stop. Be authentic. Be authentic. You voted for him because whatever he told you, yes, you did believe it. You do believe it. Just be honest with us.
I believe in his, let's call it his negotiation tactics. That's what I believe. Um, I hope he can do it. I hope he can pull off getting better trade deals by threatening tariffs. I hope he can put it into the war in Israel, by making a threat that you better return the hostages back by January 20th, because if not, there'll be hell to pay. I hope that he can make this country uh, a stronger country than what it has been. We'll see. It's anybody's guess. I think the way he's going about it is a better way about going about it than a Harris administration would have been.
Okay, so above it says still workers feel gut punch as Trump plans to block the takeover. Have you heard about this? The union workers.
Briefly this morning, and I'll say the same thing Ben Shapiro said, that he should not, the Trump administration should not block, generally speaking, should not block that. Um, but I have to take it a little bit more of a. I listened to it for about 15, 20 minutes this morning. I'd have to take a little bit further, a deeper dive, and to get a better opinion.
No worries, but here's the thing. Here's the idea. If Trump wants to make everything here in America, why would you think that he would go ahead and allow someone from out of the country to buy it just so they can be ran in another country? That just doesn't
Hmm.
make sense.
For I'm reading this right now. Hold on. What was your question again? I'm reading this article.
I'm just talking about the fact that, this Zyga, Ryan Zyga, he said it was a gut punch when Trump said he's probably not going to go along with the deal. Biden was taking a look at the deal, right? And then Biden eventually said no. I think it's like $14 billion, $14.9 billion. And now Trump is doubling down, saying no, he's not going to do it either. I'm just saying, why would somebody believe? Trump never really said it that he would, according to Ryan. If you read the article, Ryan said he never said it, but he said that he would take a look and have this conversation once he is elected. So, just like others, you all believe what he says, but yet and still you don't pay attention to the very things that he talks about. To me, in my mind, I would have automatically said, well, he can't be possibly thinking about purchasing this if, in fact, he's talking about make America great.
I don't mind. To me, because I'm a free trade guy, Like the same way I'm generally against tariffs, I would be generally against with just knowing this from 40,000 feet. I'd be against um, any blockade or the government blocking a Japanese country coming in buying a steel company here out of the United States. I'd be against. I think they should be able to buy it.
It's a Japanese company, not country.
Yeah, company, excuse me. Yes, correct.
So you would be for it.
Yes, I would be.
Okay. But you see how like that doesn't go along with how Trump thinks? Like I
I'm
don't
not.
even
I'm
thinking
not
that.
for 100% for everything Trump stands for, and I would like to think that even if you vote on the Democrat side, that you're not 100% everything that the Democrats stand for. I mean, there's some things that I don't necessarily agree with Trump, including tariffs. I don't know. I don't agree with it. I don't think. But then again, if he wants to use them as a negotiating tool, he better fucking work because I'm not for tariffs, and we better get better trade deals. Broadly speaking, I'm against tariffs.
What are the current trade deals with China and Canada? Since you think we need better ones, what are the current trade deals? What's your issue with them? May I ask? Since you keep saying we need better ones, what are they? What issues do you have with them? Or is this something you're believing Donald Trump again when you usually don't believe him? Have you done the research yourself?
And understanding the last deal we had was made and crafted by and for Donald Trump.
Anything, Matt? I mean, you seem to really not like the current trade deals. So what don't you like about them? Oh, he's on the phone. Surprise, surprise. You can't stand these fuckers.
And it's like they have this aversion to stability. You know, Trump is a horrible business person. That's like well known. So he made a deal 4 years ago, and now he's going to welsh on that deal and start asking for more stuff. So he's a bad negotiator, and people can't trust any deal he makes. But what
No, but it's the I believe in I believe I don't like tariffs, but I believe in Trump's negotiation skills. I think he'll be able to make better trade deals. But I don't always listen to Donald Trump. I don't believe any politician. But the I'm like, what?
it's like
Huh?
literally, I don't believe in stability. They have they have a huge issue with just stability because if everything's always in motion and everything's always frantic and chaotic, people can steal money behind the scenes, and that's that's fine. But also, it just creates this hectic country that's anxious, and they don't just get to work. All Americans want to do is actually just like be stable and get to work. But everything's always so crazy. The government's ending tomorrow. Um, you keep it frantic so people can't build America greater. It's not healthy.
No, it's not healthy. And it's like we keep saying, you literally have people that are voting against their own interests. To say, I would rather someone say, I don't really care what Trump says. I just believe him because he's such an alpha man with his toupee. But, like, come on, bro. This is just. Anyway, is this the average Trump voter? Seriously? Is this the average Trump voter?
Well, who else would be okay with the Japan business purchasing the steel
Well,
company?
the thing is, it's not. It's a Japanese company, so Japanese companies like Sony and Sharp, and there's lots of Japanese companies that work and operate in the United States. It is I think he gets conflated a little bit because the name of the private U.S. company is called U.S. Steel, and then the name of the private Japanese company is called Nippon Steel. So there's this sort of conflating of like, okay, is this a country level thing or whatever? It's not. It's just like Hyundai working. Japanese one of our strongest allies. So Japanese companies, as long as other Japanese companies can operate in the U.S. and provide jobs, provide union jobs for workers in Ohio, for steel workers. Um, if it's an American person owning that company or a Japanese person owning that company, I don't see how it's much different. It's just capitalism.
So pretty much you're saying that you aren't against it, you're okay with it.
Yeah, no, I mean I understand it's sensitive, and I think it's sensitive because it's called U.S. Steel. Um, but ultimately, it's just a steel company, and if you do block this sale, then what happens? Either someone buys U.S. Steel for less money, it may be an American company, um, or um, or it just goes out of business, and everyone loses their jobs anyway. I agree with Matt. The government shouldn't be getting involved in these private companies.
Okay, so U.S. has gotten involved in a whole hell of a lot of private companies. There's no what happened to Made in America? You MAGAs are full of shit. What happened to no war? You MAGAs are full of shit. You come in here and talk about war all day long. Don't give a fuck. Y'all sickening. So it's always to fit your motive and your agenda when everything is okay. But when other people are talking about it, we're this, we're that, and all that, you guys are full of shit. We're gonna have all kind of wars going on. I thought this motherfucker was supposed to solve this shit since before he got in office. What happened to that? What happened? It's just a bunch of fucking bullshit grifters. They're gonna blow this country up.
That's another promise broken.
Shut up.
What?
She said, "Shut up, Michael." She said, "Shut up." Did you not hear what she said? She said, "Shut up."
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I want to tap in just for a
I
second.
thought that was Matt. I'm sorry, Michael. I thought it was Matt. Shut up,
No, no,
Matt.
you said it right the first time. It was all
Okay,
good.
shut up, Michael and Matt.
All
There
right.
you go.
Oh, okay. I got to hit answer the door. Oh,
Lisa, let me ask you a question. Is Lisa still there? Lisa's still there.
I'm here.
Lisa, let me ask you a question. Um, when you reflect on your journey on Clubhouse, do you ever feel bad about how you've been radicalized and turned into a hood negress? Because you weren't like this 3 years ago. What do you think about your journey on Clubhouse? Reflect on
Uh,
that for us a little bit.
I have a patient on the table. I'll do it later.
Amazing. Okay. Yeah, I know Lisa didn't say the N word until 18 months ago. Now, when she snores like this. Nigga, 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 nigga.
What you trying to say, Goat?
Nigga,
Wasn't
nigga, nigga,
obliged
nigga,
to
nigga,
talk.
nigga, 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 nigga. I mean, that's how often she says the N word. So, these
You
people get
know, Lisa never
radicalized.
saw New Jack City. You know that?
No what?
Lisa never saw New Jack City.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, it's just been a fascinating journey. Lisa was talking the other day, and look, she got micro braids on here. The other day she had Bach braids on here. She's turning into who Cool J was singing about. Oh, she needs some bamboo earrings, at least two pair. She'll be just Bonita Alphabet in this
Uh,
bitch.
Around the way, girl.
You got to
Michael, you're doing
stop
too
so much.
much. Michael, you're doing too much. Michael,
They get
the
around.
white guy who knows four
I
rap references is
apologize.
not impressive, brother. Just keep it on mute, brother.
Why do you know the difference between micro braids and box braids? That's very impressive.
Because I'm a Negro male who is 29 years old and has been involved with Negro females. Why wouldn't
29.
what black man doesn't know the difference between box
A
braids and
lot
micro
of
braids?
them don't know the difference. They just pay for them. They
And
don't
that's
know the
another
difference.
lie.
And that's another lie. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
there y'all go.
There goes my
You're 29 years
baby.
old?
No, Mickey.
Oh my God.
Mickey, that was not for you, Mickey. That was not for you, Mickey. When I said, and that's a lie. And that's another lie.
That was for Mickey.
No,
Oh,
it was
that
not.
lie. Ha ha ha.
I just
Open your
didn't get
mouth.
to my mic
Open
fast
your mouth when you laugh.
enough.
Sound like my grandmother. Open your mouth. Yeah, to people in the chat, I said 29.
And
I
that's
have
another lie.
29 years, folks. I, I have 29 years.
I agree. You do have 29.
I
29
know
years
because I'm a
plus.
black man. You wanted me dead before I turned 18. You had me out on these streets. You had your crack cocaine and your white woman and your pork. But I made it by the grace of God. You wanted me dead by now. But I'm right here. Don't you know? Oh, this is why she was grinding this pepper. I didn't
What?
like fresh ground pepper. No
Oh,
comment. Grinding
Where was
pepper.
your head?
you know what? Whatever.
This is the
Fresh
cooking
pepper.
show.
What do you call it? With the mortar and pestle. Which is which? The mortar is the bowl, right?
Did you say the pestle? Really?
Yeah, mortar and pestle.
Are you, all right.
Yes, the mortar is the bowl and the pestle is
So
the
who was
tool.
Yeah.
pounding this morning? Who was pounding?
Um, I don't know. I just saw that there was something pounded in the mortar, and it was some pepper. So now I'm gonna have a boiled egg and black coffee for lunch, and then later on I'll take care of business in the bathroom. God bless. Who's next in the queue?
How
It's
long are you
very
gonna spend in
important
there,
to
Ghost?
stay regular. Very important.
How long will I be in the bathroom, Carlos? What'd you say?
When you get out, are your legs numb?
Oh, I don't stay in that long.
No,
I'm
that's
far more.
dangerous.
Yeah, I'm far more. If you sit on the toilet so long that your legs is numb, you need to go to the doctor. Something's wrong. Now I am peeling. I'll give you all play by play at my house. I'm peeling the egg. These are brown eggs. The eggs are from a company, because nobody can afford eggs anymore. That's why Trump won the election. Fucking eggs. These are pasture raised, Vital Farms, ethical, happy hens. Oh, Patty, that's what you should call this space. Happy hens, because that's how y'all be in here clucking. Cluck, 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 like a bunch of happy hens.
Ah,
And you be right on the side of us.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm Farmer Brown.
No, you the rooster.
E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had some negress hens. E-I-E-I-O. With a bundle here and a weave there. Here a booty, there a booty. Everybody's late like they're coming from Djibouti. Old MacDonald had some hens. E-I-E-I-O. School, what's going on, school? School, what's up? School, come off mute. I need to tell you something.
Who you talking to? Me?
School.
He
Yeah,
Oh,
said, "Come
school.
off of mute. I need to tell you something."
school ain't coming off mute. You know he ain't gonna say nothing.
Where's school?
I don't know. He
School.
been he been on mute since he got on stage. He's mute today. Are you mute, sir? Hello,
School.
Mi- Uncle School. Are you there?
I hear some ratchet music. Who came off mute?
As long
Lisa
as he
came
don't
off
get
mute.
off his mic lying.
He never not does that. Dr. AG, you want to stay mute forever?
It's cool.
Y'all done beat up on my friend. I'm sorry, school.
You know, I wanted to give school his flowers. He was tearing Mickey up yesterday. Mickey's had a rough week. Oh my God. He
Have
got
I
tore up.
really?
Yeah.
Or have
You
I
got
calmed
tore
She
up.
gonna
down?
keep playing with Miki
No.
and she coming
You
for
got
you.
tore. I'm just keeping score.
I've
Uh,
calmed down.
you got tore up by
You
school.
know how it's
You
not
got
fun to
just.
argue with men? Y'all are so easy. It's
I'm not
not even a
arguing.
challenge, to be honest. No,
You
I'm
got
saying,
tore
but
up by
men are.
Just. You
I'd
got tore
much
up by
rather go at it
school.
with women. I think
You got
not.
you got your ass handed to you yesterday or this
But
week.
everyone pays attention to me, so am I not truly winning?
That's
Because I
true.
don't
You
pay
are the
attention.
content. You are the
Thank
content.
you.
Yeah,
Acknowledge that.
it's
I
good.
am the content.
What the fuck is this? Is this blood in the egg?
Did I have an argument with school? I mean,
No,
I
it
don't
wasn't an
remember.
argument. He was tearing you up about uh homeowner stuff. He was tearing your ass up.
School was not even acknowledging the tax deduction. Oh
Go
my
sometimes
God.
when you get fresh eggs, you can have that little blood, that little dot, the little
Yes, a
red dot
dot.
in it. Yeah, you can have that in there sometimes.
Oh, I cut it out.
It's
I
just an
just
unfair. You didn't cut it out.
Lisa got her surgery. I got mine. I cut that shit out. I'm not eating that.
How many eggs are you eating for lunch?
One
3?
egg, cup of coffee, and one piece of peppermint bark. Oh, what a
Oh, you
blessing.
really are trying to make it all come out.
Oh, it's
Okay.
coming. Oh, it's coming.
Did you say your eggs
Oh.
were brown? They're brown eggs.
Yeah, I got brown eggs. Is that wrong? Should I get
Just
white
want to
eggs?
let you know that eggs are considered dairy products, which also
No,
cause
I
leakage
like the
in the body as well.
I like the blue eggs.
Blue? I never had a blue egg.
But thanks to tariffs, I probably won't be eating them anymore.
I already said my lunch sounds depressing. It's delicious.
Telling y'all to find a farmer's market. You'll thank me later. Farmers have fresh produce. Well, if you're
No,
in a
they
big
don't.
city.
They go to Whole Foods and sell it at 15% off.
Yeah, I don't know that they.
All
I've
that.
been to the farmers market. I haven't seen the blue eggs. They have brown eggs though.
I can actually get eggs from a local farm on,
Who gives blue eggs?
not Instacart, on DoorDash, actually. Some of
What
them are getting on DoorDash. It's actually kind of
what
cool.
animal produces blue eggs?
Old white ladies who vote for Democrats. They produce
The
blue eggs.
Americana chicken.
The Americana chicken?
Hmm.
Where are they found?
On the farms where the people have uh, the Americana chicken,
Hmm.
and they're also, I think the there's another like the leg bar chicken. They make the blue eggs too.
I've seen speckled eggs, but I've never seen blue eggs. But then again, I probably haven't paid much attention to them.
I learned this summer, and there are the chickens that make green eggs too.
She getting her blue eggs at Trader Joe's, y'all. I was listening to
Are
this
they
song.
genetically modified? That doesn't sound
Blue
No,
good.
it
eggs are
comes.
sold at Trader Joe's, y'all. I was listening
I
to
don't
this song.
shop at Trader Joe's.
You
I
do.
get them from Sprouts Market.
Same
But
thing.
Yeah, I've never
Yeah,
really
they
seen
do
how
sell
a
them at
red.
Sprouts too.
huh?
They do
Yeah, I've
sell them
Say
never
at
that
seen
Sprouts.
a
again.
real
Yeah.
egg. Yeah, some of y'all
Hold
never
on,
seen a real
hold on
egg and a
one
chicken,
second.
and it shows.
Hold on one second. Patty, what did you say? I'm sorry.
I said, yeah, they do sell them at Sprouts. They sell them
Hmm.
at Sprouts too. She ain't getting it from the farmers, but they are. They
No,
do
that's
sell
what I
them at
said. I
Trader.
can't get them from the farmers market. I haven't seen them.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I do know they sell them at Sprouts. I forgot about that, but I know Trader
Hmm.
Joe's has them as well.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. The person that I asked to hold on a second.
Well, is there a
No
difference in
worries.
the taste for the blueberry? Does it taste different? Is it fluffier? Ugh.
No, I mean the yolk is more. It's oranger. I guess it's more orange, and when you cook it, the whites are really, really, really white. But I don't think they taste any different from just like a brown egg. I mean, if there's a difference in the taste, it's minuscule. And I have really
Silver
sensitive taste buds and palate, so I would have
bells.
noticed
Dr.
no
AG, what do you
difference.
think about the song Silver Bells, Dr. AG?
I love silver
Sing
bells.
it. It's a great song. Sing it.
What is happening?
Sing it.
Absolutely not. I'm not gonna sing on club.
Just sing the chorus part. It's so beautiful. Somebody sing that part. The part Silver Bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring a ling, hear them ring. Soon it'll be Christmas Day. Somebody sing that for me. I want to hear it. Someone bless us. Go ahead.
I think we should have four-part harmony.
No, this would be just fine if somebody can sing the melody. Come on, someone sing that part. Sing that
Hear
song.
them ring,
Oh, here we
ring
go.
a ling.
Ah.
Soon it will be Christmas Day.
Y'all hear
Silver
that?
bell.
City
171 at the
sidewalk.
end. Oh, keep going.
You have a beautiful voice.
City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air, there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner, you hear Silver Bell. Oh, I can't wait. This holiday season, I love the holidays. It's what, I don't know if you believe, you don't have to believe in Christ, Jesus, any of the things, the so called reason for the season. But this music, holiday cheer, mistletoe. You get to kiss your coworker who you couldn't otherwise kiss. Oh, what a blessing! I feel like I'm gonna die within the next 6 months. These
Ew.
things. Oh, what do you
Did
mean?
you update your will?
I have nothing to leave behind except high blood pressure and congenital heart failure. I'm a Negro male.
So I just finished getting my
Life
hair
insurance?
done. You are so embarrassing, goat. My hairdresser said, "Who
It's
is this guy?"
Christmas time in the
Oh, I can't
city.
clubhouse in public. Mm-mm. The stares that
Ring
you
a
get.
Girl,
Mm-mm.
I was getting my hair dried,
Mm-mm.
and
ring.
she walked up on me
Hear
and she
them
was like, "He is crazy, girl. Did
ring.
he just call y'all hens?"
Soon it'll be Christmas Day. Oh, what a great song.
You're embarrassing.
You
I
have
was
a
like, "Oh
beautiful
shit."
voice too. Wow.
Oh, I was trying to get my Perry Cuomo on. I try to do my Dean Martin as well. The Italians could really sing. You know, city sidewalks, busy sidewalks, full of holiday cheer. Oh, it's just a beautiful song.
That is not the best Christmas song. Does it
Who
Just
even
said it
no,
was
mention
the
just
best?
Jesus?
just no Bing Crosby too.
I didn't say. I'm working my way up there. I
That
have to
nigga
change the
sound
key.
like Miracle on 34th Street.
I have to change the key to get the Bing Crosby. But I didn't say it was the best Christmas song. Mickey, you always straw man people. I said it was a great Christmas song. The best Christmas song is the Temptations. Silent
I
night,
think it's Messiah. Handel's Messiah.
holy night,
I'm not in a Christmas mood. What's so fun about Christmas?
all is
Whatever.
It's
come,
Nat King Cole, the
all
Bah
Christmas
humbug.
song.
is bright. Merry Christmas from the Temptations. That's the best Christmas song. Many of you aren't black enough to know what I'm referencing, but you
Who
will.
didn't know that goat was black? Somebody in the chat is saying, is goat black? That's hilarious.
What?
Who doesn't think
Cy
that goat is
Smith.
black?
Sound black. Go sound black.
What? Someone's saying the
They
tempo is
might
too
have heard
fast.
him when he was saying he was Korean or
He was trying to make a light skin joke and it
the
backfired on
other
him.
time
Ah,
when he was some other ethnic Vietnamese or some other ethnic group.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house
you still sound
not a
Asian.
creature was stirring, not even a mouse. In my mind,
My
oh, ooh, and that Christmas, y'all, ah, to eat.
Ron,
Merry
every time I see you chat, I keep
Christmas
thinking of a
to
huge gay orgy.
eat
I'm sorry.
to
You just,
all of
yeah,
you,
that's how
one
you're going to
of
be forever in my head. You and
you.
Corey.
Ah, silent
So now I have a vision of you
night,
in a Santa suit doing non Santa things to an elf.
holy
Oh my
night,
God.
all is
Right.
calm, all
All
is
is bright
bright. Round
Ryan
yon
Virgin
mother and
moon
child.
shine sweet.
Oh no.
Holy
I should get my sister on here to
is
sing for
the
y'all.
so
So
ten-
Tender
tender
and
and
mild.
mild.
Yes, sing, AG.
Please
Sleep,
don't do it. Oh
sleep
Lord, I told y'all not to do it.
heavenly
uh-uh.
peace. Oh, I'm
Yes,
up
sing,
Wait a
there.
minute,
Goat,
wait a minute,
sing,
wait a minute.
sing.
Whoa,
Sleep,
sleep.
sleep
See, it's
in
Christmas time. Let me go.
heaven.
Let me go. Let me go do my afternoon ablutions.
Heavenly
See, I'm about to catch the Holy Spirit. I'm gonna
Go.
do my ablutions.
I'm surprised you didn't sing that song. What if I was white? Do you remember that Eminem song? Or you?
silent night.
Look at the hater in the chat. Glass shatters like the Stone Cold Steve Austin theme song. Sir, I'm a baritone and I'm hitting C6s and D6s, sir.
Oh, wait,
That
Well,
was
Goat,
actually
not a
before
D5s.
you
C6.
go, before
The
you go,
D5 because it's a tenor.
before
It would be a C6 and soprano.
before
What?
you before you go, Goat, have you
Uh-huh.
heard of this new Negro spiritual?
Thanks, Greg.
Uh, what is the
I
I'm
name
sorry.
of
hope
it?
it's not the one that TC was singing.
We
Yo,
sh-
you missed it,
we
go. You
shall
would have kicked
overcome.
TC out the
Oh my
room.
God! It's called "Don't Try It in a Small Town"
He
by
said, you heard
John
this Negro.
Aldean.
He said, you heard this Negro
Is that his
spiritual?
name?
Don't try it.
John
It's Jason Aldean.
Jason Aldean. I'm sorry. Yeah, don't try it in a small town.
Yeah, I know that song.
But did you know that it was in the genre of the old Negro spiritual,
Who said
According
that?
to TC.
according to
Hey, yo, are
TC?
you lucky
In
yo ain't
the
in here?
country
Your ass up.
genre? Isn't it a
Oh,
country song?
No, it's a
he was
Negro
joking, right?
spiritual. Where
He
have
was
you been?
joking.
No, I don't know.
According to TC, it was a Negro spiritual.
Oh my God.
Which means it is de facto non-racist.
Oh my God. What's your
I
favorite
said,
Negro spirituals?
yo, I looked at the damn stage and I said, I hope Gold ain't here because he gonna kick his ass the fuck out for that dumbass shit.
Oh no, I refuse to be in the same room with TC after the way he disrespected me last month, 2 months ago. But you guys, what's your favorite Negro spiritual? I'll start. Mine is Crucifixion. That's my favorite one right now. But of the ones you all know, besides Dr. AG, because none of you really know Negro spirituals, of the famous ones that you all know, I would say probably Were You There? That was good. Y'all don't know Negro spirituals. What am I doing
I know some.
You were there.
And it definitely wasn't sang by Jason Aldean.
here? Jesus Christ.
Supposedly, the word on TC is that he wanted to work with Cindy Stumpo and Grant Cardone, so he literally became a maggot like
Of
within
course.
2 minutes. Like, cause it was crazy. 1 minute I was on Twitter in Nelson's rooms arguing with him as a Dem, and then the next minute he's totally a Trumper. Like he couldn't even cosplay as a black conservative. He's literally a black MAGA. It's crazy.
And then they rejected him. That's why he's mad.
They did. They really
But they were
did.
gonna hire him as a Democrat. So
As a
she offered
Democrat,
him as a
yes.
Democrat. That's
Because
why
I
I'm
was in
confused.
the room when he started saying what he did, and Cindy was talking about somebody getting married. So this Negro literally changed his whole fucking life for nothing. Stupid ass.
She looked at the pictures and everything and said, I'm gonna I'm looking for somebody now, and yours looked beautiful, and I've already showed my daughter and son-in-law, or my son and my daughter-in-law. And I was like, okay, that's what's up. And this is as a Democrat. I'm telling y'all, it's goat. It's this goat. You took his attention, dog.
He does
So
try to sound like
TC
Grant.
stopped being a Democrat on Debate the News. Probably that at the same time they were doing Twitter too. So that's the timeline. And all of us were like,
Who
Yeah,
"What?"
was
he was
new
in
though?
Lou's
Who
rooms
was new?
too. He was in
Who was
Lou's
new
rooms.
to
He was
debate?
all over
But who was
Clubhouse
new to
with his ass
debate the
shenanigans.
Oh,
news?
we know Cindy Stumpo came in. It's a couple of months.
But who was new that came along that was embarrassing him on stage? It
On
was
Debate
Go.
the News.
Yeah, and debate the news. Remember
Can you
Goat?
hear me?
Y'all
Oh
kept
well,
saying
go, yeah. I
it was
don't take
Goat.
that seriously
But
because
Grant
Goat's always
Cardone
been
on
smarter
Twitter,
than TC.
used
Hold on,
they
Mickey.
used to
Hold
call
on.
him all kinds of names on Twitter. He didn't give a shit about that.
Goat
He
was
was down.
smarter than those conservatives on there and smarter than TC. It's not too hard to be smarter than TC. And they couldn't take it. They could not stand it because they're so lowbrow and so MAGA. It's just insane and stupid. But he just did it overnight. Like you said, it was an overnight change. But then when they went to Chatter, he was not welcome. So obviously, shit fell apart. But TC's an opportunist. He is. I didn't see that about him. I didn't think that about him until this happened. But if you know the history of Debate the News and Cindy Stumpo, I'm just gonna say it this way. Mark, what was Mark's last name? Who used to be a mod on DT on Million Marathon? Mark. God damn, what was Mark's name? Anyway,
They had too many
she
mods.
took in Mark. She took in Tony Glenn. She took in Marty, of course, Nelson, Jonathan. That's five black men right there. Okay. And she would talk about how her son would have all his friends over because he was going to be a pro golfer. And I don't even know what all shit, but he had black friends that would come over. So they liked everybody. But there was one time she talked about her son and he said, Mom, why or how long do white men have to we have to be the enemy, like we have to be the what's wrong with the whole world? And I'm just like, fuck my life right now. This whole shit you just have, and Carlos, you can go run tell whoever. I don't really care. But yeah, just think about all of those things.
And I remember when she tried to promote that the black kids were at her house because she was like letting everybody hear all the black kids at her house. And I was like, this is weird.
Father took me out in the chat.
Can you hear me? Can I be heard?
Oh yeah,
There you
go.
go.
Papa, can you hear me? Shout out to Barbara Streisand. Uh, Barbara Streisand, before I say what I was going to say, a lot of the young kids don't know about Barbara Streisand. Barbara Streisand, first of all, she's in our coalition because she's an American Jew. So, and she's a godmother of the gays, and the blacks love her too. Oh, that rhymed. Ah, what a blessing. But Barbara Streisand was all that in a bag of chips. That's not what I was going to say. I want to go back to Christmas music. Are you guys done talking about TC, or you want to keep talking about TC?
Can we talk about Barbara Streisand songs?
Oh, sure. What do you like?
I named my daughter after one of my favorite Barbara Streisand songs. My daughter,
Dolly.
Memories.
no, her middle name is Evergreen. I
Oh,
love
wow.
this song.
Well, that's a very good one.
Yep,
Memories
Esmeralda
is okay.
Pilar Evergreen. I love no Evergreen. Love softens
No,
and
Evergreen's
and
not.
even here.
Someone said memories.
Yeah.
It's a
How,
corny of
Memories.
mine.
Okay.
like the
You Don't Bring Me Flowers with Neil
corner of
Diamond.
my mind.
Yeah,
Misty
they're okay.
watercolored memories
The
of the
best Barbara
way
Streisand. The
we
way we
were.
were. Painted
Scattered
pictures.
pictures
Painted pictures.
of the smiles we left behind.
By the way, I just want to
We
let
need a
everybody
lady
know.
song break.
I just want everybody to know that 10 minutes ago, I asked Dr. AG to sing a little bit of Silver Bells, and now she's already belting Barbara Streisand. I just want to put that out for the record.
You're such
Uh,
an influencer. Thank you.
well, when you're dealing with hands, all you need to do is put some feed out. Y'all just start clucking.
I hate you.
Yeah,
Not the
yeah,
hands and the feet.
April.
yeah.
No,
April.
not the fee.
What
It's
so
April.
anyway,
April. She
Yes,
also took
dear.
Shar Mannon under her wing.
Who? Shar?
Shar.
Yes, Shar. Shar was there for with her ever since I knew
Yep.
Cindy
She's
though.
now
Shar,
doing
I
real
really like
estate.
Shar, but yeah, there it's a
But
thing. She
at least Cindy has been authentic because I'm okay with Cindy. I respect her as an authority. But TC is the one who completely changed who he was. He even talks different now. He
we're
tries
back
to
on
talk
TC.
more hood. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to, but
No,
anywho.
no, that's all true. But anyway, I want to go to this on the Christmas songs. I want to liven the room up and give some controversial hot takes. There are some black Christmas songs that we act like we like, but we refuse to realize that the songs are straight trash. I'm going to give one, and then I want
I
other
thought this
people to
was
give
going to
one.
be a positive exhortation, but
No,
okay.
no,
no,
I
I'm
want to
ready to
give
hear
one.
these. Come on, go, let it go.
All right. I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus,
I
the
love
Michael
that
Jackson.
song.
It's terrible. It's terrible. I can give some more. Who else has who else
So
has a
please
hot
don't
take?
But it
ruin my
was
childhood. I
Daddy. It
love
was
that
But
song.
Daddy
what
Jesus is
kissing
about
Mommy.
Christmas.
Santa Claus is a black man?
That's not a good song.
That
It's not
sucks.
a good song. That
I
also
don't like
sucks.
the Run D. I don't like the Run DMC Christmas song. I don't like
I
Also
that.
Christmas in
love
sucks.
that
I
Hollis,
don't like.
one.
I don't like that
Queens.
one.
Also
What? I'm not from
sucks.
New York.
What is
What
wrong
about
with
Santa
these
Claus comes to the
people?
ghetto?
That's better.
That
Run
that one's a little better.
DMC.
No.
A little better. Let me give you another one.
I've never heard any of these, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh
you
yes,
have.
I.
Yes,
Somebody
you
put
have.
in the chat one day at Christmas. I do like the Mary J. Blige version.
One Day at Christmas is nice. I think that one's
One
okay.
day at
Now,
Christmas.
one thing I don't like, and this is where I get really passionate about Christmas music, because the youth have evacuated our culture, some of our great Christmas songs only get spun on the white Christmas stations or late night on the black stations, or if your auntie comes over and she's two or three Baileys in. The greatest Christmas song ever recorded, not written, but recorded in terms of, put on wax to performance and sound everything, is Eartha Kitt's Santa Baby.
Oh my God, there is no other edition. There's no other cover
You
that
you
covers
are
it.
so
That's
There's
correct.
none
absolutely
other.
right. I did that
Young
There's
for
none
my
people
other.
don't know
Christmas
that.
program. I skated that in my Christmas show. Oh my goodness, it's the best.
I hate
It,
Madonna's version so hard. She could
yes.
Nothing
never.
beats the Temptations' Silent Night. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, we did that one. We talked about that for sure. So here's the greats. I'm gonna give you the greats. Some of them are obvious. Christmas Temptation, Silent Night, Merry Christmas from the Temptations. Fantastic. Eartha Kitt's Santa Baby, transcendent.
I thought it
The
was
Christmas
Ariana
song,
Grande
Nat King
song.
Cole, perfection. I'm gonna even give you the
Eh,
Donny Hathaway one, which I actually think is slightly overrated. I think it's a 9 out of 10, but y'all probably think it's a 10 out of 10. That's it.
you're missing one, and
What's
I'm
the
What
I
fifth
like
about
one?
Donny
Other
hold
Hathaway.
on,
Thomas?
hold
Would
on.
you
You're
live at
missing.
Christmas?
You're missing every year, every Christmas by Luther Vandross. Goat.
That isn't tier two. That's not in the tier of those.
Whoa,
I
whoa.
love that song. That's not in the same
What
tier
do
as
you rate it out of 10?
8.5.
I mean, it's not Santa Baby, but that's like the goat. You know what I'm saying? The best.
I mean, if you need five, you can put that. You're talking about every year, every Christmas. That one.
Yes, yes, yes.
It is a beautiful song. It is. It doesn't. Yeah, it is. I mean, I will get a high in the next tier. But those are my four goats. What are y'all's goats for Christmas songs? If you have any that you are different than mine. So, Dr. Library had one. What are y'all's goats?
I
It's
love
not a
Boys to
black
Me and Let It
song.
Snow. Can't help it. Gotta throw Boys to Men in there.
That's in the same tier for me too. That's also with the Luther Vandross song. That is a beautiful one as well. Yeah.
But Celine Dion's version of her Christmas song is just, I'm sorry. I
Which song is
accept
it?
her
Which
as
what is the
a
song?
black person. Um,
What is the song?
um, Not Silent Night. I'm singing it in my head, but it has a name that doesn't.
Sing it.
I can't sing it. I'm driving. I can't. Oh shoot! I have it in my.
I
I
can't
play it
sing
all
it.
the
I'm
time to pretend
driving.
I can hit the notes.
Whitney
Um,
Houston, do you hear what I hear? Nothing tops that.
Damn
No,
it! What is that Celine
Yes,
no,
song?
no.
Shoot,
you
shoot,
got to
shoot!
hear that,
I'll
Coach.
look it up after I cross this
That is
light.
what that is Whitney Houston's weakest genre.
No.
Is her Christmas music and the music like her Christmas
Have you?
music yeah, I've heard it all. And the Preacher's Wife soundtrack, that stuff is so
I
under
love
par
the
for Whitney
Preacher's
Houston.
Right Wife
No, you
soundtrack.
don't.
Celine
No, you don't.
Listen,
No, you don't.
I cried
Celine
once,
had
you
two
guys.
oh sorry. Celine had two
It's okay.
songs that I thought were good. So This Is
Oh Holy
Christmas
Night.
and
That's
Oh
it.
Holy
Oh
Night.
Holy Night.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
the
was
Old
I
Holy
about to
Night is
love
very
sing
the
good.
fuck
Oh
out
Holy
of that
Night. It's
song.
really
Oh
good.
my god, that is her shit.
Yes,
It's
it
I
is
really
still
very
like
hard
good.
Whitney
to
Houston's
it's
version.
really hard to do a bad Oh Holy Night
Hmm.
unless you just have poor pitch and tone
You
deaf.
can't sing. Yeah, you tone deaf.
Yeah.
But her
It's really
version is
hard to
really good.
mess
Her
that up.
version is really good. What other
I'm
goats
gonna
y'all got?
put.
Nobody else
You
got
can
any
put
goats?
I'm gonna put a
Chris
new
Brown's
goat.
version of This Christmas is in tier two. He did a pretty good job of that rendition.
Who?
Is that the Donny Hathaway? Chris
Yeah, Donny
Brown's version
Hathaway.
of
Yeah,
This
he's in the goat.
Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the hot seat. But whose version of it you said?
Chris Brown, for that movie This Christmas, he sang that
You
version.
Miki, nice pull. That is definitely that's a nice
Yes,
pull.
he
That's
did a good
wow.
job.
That's yes. That movie, I
I'm
love
gonna.
that movie
Donny
too. I watched
Hathaway.
that movie 4 to 5 times every Christmas season. I love that movie.
So you're
I'm
not putting
throwing.
"Let It Snow" as a contemporary great?
I did. I had it with this Luther
Oh, I didn't hear
Vandross.
you when you
Yeah,
listed
yeah,
your
yeah.
first one.
Yeah, I had it with Luther
I'm
Vandross.
gonna put the white lady one in there. Okay, this is a new. This is newer, so it's not a goat, but to me, it's a goat. It's Leslie Odom Jr. Heaven and Earth. I absolutely
Oh, I
adore
don't know
that
that.
song. You
I
got to
don't know
go
that.
listen to it. It's on
I'll
his
I
listen
don't
to
know
it.
that song. Wait, didn't
uh
BB King have a Christmas
Christmas
song? Merry
album.
Christmas,
One of
baby.
them.
Didn't BB King have a Christmas song? Or one of the blues people have a Christmas song?
You're
He
speaking
might have,
about Chuck Brown.
but this not gonna be a goat, Mickey. A blues Christmas song.
Can you tell the four again? Did you say Silver Bells or no? I like Silver
No,
Bells. I think it was a
no, the goats were for me. It was in no particular order. Santa Baby, The Temptations, Silent Night, Nat King Cole's. Is that called the Christmas song? Yeah, the Christmas song, and Donny Hathaway's This Christmas. Now, if you want to
You
include if you want to do another category of like Americana goats, I would have Silver Bells. I would have whose version of Little Drummer Boy? Is that Bing Crosby? They told him
I
to
actually
say
like
pa rum
Whitney's,
I
but you
think
forgot
pum.
the
Pelotonix
Jackson
do a
5
good
with Santa Claus is coming to town. That should be in the top.
the
That's the
Oh,
top
Peloton.
Negro
Do you
song.
know the
Santa
nah,
Claus is
Pentatonic?
coming to town.
You
nah,
know
that's
them?
whack.
You don't know
Yeah, I know the Pentatonics. Yeah, they just
the
have a new movie
Pentatonic?
on Netflix. Yeah, I know them.
Yeah,
How come nobody mentioned
they
Donny Mathis?
they sing the that Christmas tree really good.
Yeah, it is okay. Well, Old Tannenbaum,
Donny
Oh Christmas
Mathis,
tree, oh Christmas tree.
Yes.
goat.
Yeah.
Donny Mathis' entire Christmas album. Nobody mentioned him.
What's the best song? What's the song? I don't remember what's the main song off of it?
Oh Lord, I gotta go back and look.
Yeah, I
But
have to look at it.
he was up there, man. You guys don't remember Donny Mathis?
That
Yeah, we
damn
remember
song.
the look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a
As a child, I
tree.
was
Yeah,
confused.
yeah, yeah.
I wasn't sure he was black.
We just look at a
He
photo.
just looks different.
Looking through a cloud, I can't understand. I get misty just holding your hand.
I
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
know
We
him
know
with
Johnny
Denise
Mathis.
Williams.
I mean, you
Mary,
guys are in
did
like
you
tier three and tier
know?
four. I'm talking about the goats. None of this
Hey,
gets to Santa Baby.
I was just
Wait,
thinking
that's what I'm
about
saying.
that.
When you
Mary,
listed
did
your
you know? I was
Mary,
just
did
thinking.
you know?
when you listed your top
Yes.
four goats,
Oh, go!
you
You
didn't
forgot
say
Stevie
"Let It
Wonder
Snow"
sang
by
this song too.
No, no, I said Let It
Stevie did a
Snow
good
was in the
intro.
tier two with
Tier two.
Luther
Oh, with
Vandross.
Luther
Luther
Vandross.
Vandross, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think you had my black. I have the all-time goats, which also just happen to be black. But I think there's a good case for goats from some of the mid-century, the Bing Crosby, Perry Como. I have a sentimental goat. It's not an all-time great song, and it's only sang for about 10 seconds. But I think the Grinch, when what's his name comes in with "You're a Mean One," I think that shit is dope too. But yeah, I think a lot of Christmas songs aren't as good as people think. The one Mickey just said the Jackson 5 song, I think is overrated. I don't like Jackson 5 Christmas songs. I don't think they're good.
It's because
You're a
a lot of
hater.
them should have just had a Christmas song, and when they did a whole album, some of them are
Yeah.
a lot of them are throwaways.
Yeah.
Stop
I
hating,
totally
Matt,
goat.
agree.
You're a
But
hater.
Matt
Michael's
school,
voice was
I'm not a
perfect
hater.
for that song. He sounded so
Matt's
cute.
Matt School TC's favorite song is White Christmas.
Who has the best white Christmas? Probably Bing Crosby, right? I'm dreaming of a white. Which Christmas movies do y'all watch every year?
Okay, somebody said
Imitation of
Luther.
Life.
Okay,
A
Christmas
Christmas story
story.
for sure.
but you
Imitation
forgot
of Life.
Luther's version of "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." I like that Luther song, or whoever
Oh,
sang
that's
"Have
a good
Yourself a
one
Merry Little
too.
Christmas." Yes,
Yes, that's a good
he
one.
did a
Yeah,
good
Gen
one
that's a
on
X,
that
good
one.
one.
Gen X, you know we live and die with Home Alone.
Yeah, I do Home Alone. I do Home Alone. I do Holiday Inn, which is not really a Christmas movie, but kind of is. I do White Christmas. I do Miracle on 34th Street. I do Home Alone 2. I do
what about Charlie Brown?
I don't do Charlie Brown, but I do like the Vin Guardi album. I listen to that like every day.
Oh,
I
Charlie
do
Brown.
Holiday
I
Heart.
don't like the movie.
Holiday Heart.
I don't do Holiday.
That sounds like a Hallmark Channel movie. What's
Wait,
that?
goat. I got another one. Christmas ain't Christmas without the one you love by the OJ's. You got to put that in the top five with the OJ's. Christmas
Oh,
ain't
I have to
Christmas
listen to
without the
that one. I
one you
can't remember how
love.
that go. Die Hard one. This Christmas, of course. Yeah, I do like 10 of those every year. And then I do like a new one that comes out on Netflix. I think last year's was the Eddie Murphy one, or maybe that was 2 years ago. And there's one this year. That Pentatonics movie, First Lady Pentatonics has a new one with the really pretty girl who's
Christina
not very
Milian.
talented.
That was
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
cute. I watched that. That was
Yeah,
cute.
yeah. She's very good at that, but she's not very talented. But that movie was cute. Um, yeah, I love Christmas.
You know, I knew Black people lost our Christmas tradition when we wasn't watching Jingle Jangle, because that's a good quality movie, and
Oh,
nobody even
Jingle
watched Jingle
Jangle.
Jangle.
Oh, we watched that on Netflix with the kids. That is a very
The
cute
one with Eddie
holiday
Murphy,
movie.
right?
No,
No,
it was the Netflix series with the toy maker and the little
it was
black
a movie.
girl,
Yeah,
the grandpa.
She
it
said
was
a
a
Netflix series.
not. You're talking about the other one with Eddie Murphy. Jingle Jangle came out.
It was the movie where
Yeah,
the
with
girl
Felicia
works with her
Rashad
dad.
and
Yeah, she
Peel from no Key. My bad,
and Forrest
Michael Key.
Whitaker.
Oh
See,
yeah, yeah,
see,
yeah.
this
I
the
haven't seen that in a
problem.
Yeah,
minute.
it was Felicia Rashad
What's the Eddie
and
Murphy one called that came out?
Anika Noni Rose was in it too. It was really good.
Oh, that's a that see that Nika Noni Rose. Oh, just perfection. I don't. That poor woman. Mm-mm-mm. Anika Noni Rose is a perfect person. What a blessing.
Dr. AG,
My
I'm
God.
trying to make it to 3 o'clock before I eat, but if I keep hearing you eat like that, I'm gonna have to break my fast a little faster.
Oh my goodness, I was so sorry. I didn't even realize I was eating my crazy sweet corn snacks.
Sweet corn snacks.
But goat, if you have daughters, they would love Jingle Jingle. It's a great family movie.
My
It's
kids are
interesting
afraid of
too.
movies.
Oh, on Netflix? Oh,
I
sorry, y'all.
can't
I meant
explain it.
Netflix movie, not Netflix series. Netflix movie.
No, they don't like movies. It's very strange. But we'll try. I'll try. Jingle Jangle. I feel who was the main little girl in it? I feel like I've seen Jingle Jangle.
What was her name? Because wasn't she a new actress?
Oh
Madeline
yeah,
Mills.
yeah, with Forrest Whitaker. I see. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and the guy steals the toy designs, and it's the little Spanish looking toy. That's the little the little bit. Ah, you know what? I need to watch it again. Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think I'll do. I might do Die Hard tonight. I'm glad that debate was settled. That was one of the silliest debates of all time, whether or not Die Hard was a Christmas movie. Boy, that was stupid. It's literally a Christmas movie. Like
Oh, I was
literally a
just about
Christmas
to
movie.
ask what won.
Huh?
I was about to ask which side won.
Oh, yeah, it's a Christmas movie because it's literally at Christmas. It's also just a great movie generally.
Because a movie takes place on Christmas, right? So
Yeah,
you want to
at
make
the
it a Christmas movie.
at the Christmas
It doesn't
party.
have to
It's
be
literally at the
about
Christmas party.
Christmas.
Right. It's
It
on
doesn't have to
Christmas
be
Day.
about Christmas.
Yeah, but Christmas is the reason why. Like Christmas is the entire occasion of the plot. Like they do it because it's the Christmas party, and he's in town because it's Christmas. And Carl Winslow doesn't want to do the work because he wants to eat donuts and get home to his pregnant wife on Christmas. Like everything about it turns on Christmas.
Right. And Bruce was trying to get back with his wife on
On
Christmas.
Christmas.
What the fuck?
This may be too pedestrian, but do you watch, since you love Christmas, It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah, and I name that. I watch that every year, of course.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I was in the car.
Who doesn't want? I mean,
I can't.
many of the
I
blacks,
Bread.
can't not watch it.
You have
many
to
of the
have
blacks,
bread, salt, and wine.
many of the blacks don't know that movie because they're not particularly into that sort of stuff. But yeah, I watch It's a Wonderful Life every. In fact, I'm gonna go out and get Zuzu's pedals this afternoon. I watch it every year. It's a great film. It's socialist communist propaganda, but it's a great film. Nonetheless,
Definitely.
I mean, that movie is so anti-capitalist. It is crazy how anti-capitalist that movie is, and people just, oh, we're gonna watch it. It is so anti-capitalist.
There's one that a newer one.
Wasn't
My son
it
and I
banned or
really.
something? Didn't the movie get banned or it was flagged or something? It's a Wonderful
Oh, I don't
Life.
know about that.
There's one that we watch and it's newer. It's called Klaus. I think it's Klaus. Am I remembering it correctly? It's not anime. It's animated. The He's sent to this little island where the two families fight. Nobody likes each other, and he's the postman, and he has to bring that back. He brings the Christmas spirit back, so it's pretty cool.
God, man, today sucks.
Who is that?
What's up?
Hey, school. I was looking for you earlier. I wanted to give you your props for owning Miki yesterday. You did a good job, brother. Well
no,
done.
he did not.
Go
Oh
ahead and
my
mute up,
god.
Miki. Well done, school. That was well done.
I didn't even argue with school, and he was
I'm gonna give
totally
you
wrong.
school. You are so you should 99% of the time be on mute. But that one yesterday was the 1%. I was proud of you, school. I was really proud of you.
Oh god, lady, you should tell me I should be 100% of the time be off mute.
You must have sent Lady a cash app or something. That's the only way people take up for you.
You don't take up for me, and I send you a cash app.
That was
I was
fifty
waiting for
dollars.
somebody to say
And
it.
and I ain't never received a damn dollar for not from nobody on this app. Not a penny. Not a near cent.
Not
You ain't
nary
never got a
cent.
cash app. You ain't never. You've
Never.
never received a cash app on this app.
Never.
Oh
Never
my
asked for
goodness.
one. Nope.
There was a time on the app where cash apps and being nice to people was the norm, and then people like Miki weaponized that against you later on. So then people stop sending. The reason why people stop sending cash apps is because of people like Miki, because Miki would weaponize that against you later on. She would hold
Well,
that
the
against you.
people that y'all would cash app would clown y'all and then give me ammunition. See, I'll shut up about who gives me a cash app, except for
Well,
school,
that may
because
be fair, but if you're getting a cash app, never talk about a cash app. Just take the cash app.
exactly. See, people would be running their damn mouths about getting a cash app, and I'll be like, "Ooh, okay." See, I'm sorry, my bad.
Mary, did you know?
Please don't sing that song. Please.
The Sims have been sending money since day one on this app to their faves. That's why I put my cash app in my bio. People be like, "Here, Miki, have some Starbucks." I'll be like, "Thank you, boo." I don't say shit.
Mm.
Don't
Hey,
have.
brother Ryan, is today your birthday? Ryan, I saw you come in. You snuck in earlier. I think you've been avoiding us because today's your birthday. Is today the day? Are you going to tell us today?
Uh, Hi, lady. Hi, everyone. How you doing? Yes, I'm happy to announce that today is not my birthday.
You little fart. When is the birthday? I'm tired of asking now. I'm gonna have to celebrate every day until you tell me. I don't think
Well,
you're gonna tell me. Or you think I'm
now,
dead.
now I have an incentive not to tell you.
Mm, okay.
Okay, real quick. Fish Belly brought up OnlyFans. Did you see how much money that child made on OnlyFans? And she showed that her number
Who?
one, this some little white girl, she made like 40 over $43 million, and she showed that her number one contributor gave $4.7 million. Who the hell are on OnlyFans? Billionaires to be able to
Yeah.
give a girl $4.7 million? It would have been cheaper just to have her as a girlfriend. That is crazy. Yeah, there were people that gave this girl millions of dollars, her top contributors. Like, who the fuck is
Not that
doing
I
that?
know,
What is
not that
her
I know
name?
anything about OnlyFans,
Let
but
me
I
see
would
her
think that
name.
having her as a girlfriend defeats the purpose of the OnlyFans.
Yeah, but if I'm a dude and I gotta pay 4.7 million,
But
I'm just
Mickey,
gonna
this is
Yeah,
why
message
you're
her
but
and
not a
give her
dude.
give her
This is
yeah,
why
200K
you're
and
not
be
a
done with
dude.
it.
This
they're
is why
two
you're not a dude,
separate.
Mickey.
They're
Dudes
two
spend
separate
money on the dumbest shit.
categories.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah,
yeah,
that person is more than likely in the UAE.
not
They
Her
call it.
name is
necessarily. Like some people just like that. Like there's the whole girlfriend experience. It's
Oh,
just
I mean,
their thing.
oh yeah. I'm
her
not
name
saying
is
that they have to be. I'm just saying
Sophie
most likely.
Bryant.
I mean, I'm familiar with that. They call them pay pigs. Like a
Oh,
lot of
that's a
these
bad
guys,
word.
they get money.
Yes. Pay
Yeah,
pigs, yes.
But
yeah, they
whoever
get
thought
money.
that
They
somebody
get,
What?
was giving $5 million to one girl for showing coochie pics? That's a lot of
But
fucking
that's not
money.
all
I'm
they
so
do
that's the
on
sorry.
thing.
OnlyFans. I mean, not that I know, but I'm just saying.
No, that
They
that
make private videos for them, Mickey. They do things that they like crazy shit they ask them to go do and they film it and they do it. Like this Kayla Jade on TikTok. This man wanted her to film herself in bed and the sheets slowly pulled off. She puts ice cream and all this other shit on herself. And it's 15 minutes in. She made 15K off of that. She should probably make more because she's gorgeous. But yeah, they get private, made for them, personalized videos and shit. Now they don't just show. It's not just a
No,
picture
I
like Hustler.
understand. Y'all forgetting we have a very beautiful, very intelligent OnlyFans model on this app who does quite well. What I'm saying is $5 million from one person. That is a lot. People don't even gamble that much that are like where if Drake likes to gamble, he don't get that's a fucking lot of money. I'm sorry. That's crazy as shit. You don't let me find out that's grandpa or client. I'm clowning the fuck out of your ass. And I'm telling your wife and I'm telling your grandchildren, cause you got a goddamn problem spending $5 million on a virtual hoe. The fuck? You could go get
yeah.
some
I
live
mean,
ones.
yeah. The only thing I wanted to add
Not
is
everything on there is sexual either. Like some of it, some of it is like it's erotic, but it's not all sexual on OnlyFans.
yeah. I was
Not
just
that
gonna
I
say. I
know
mean,
this for a fact.
yeah. The psychology of the pay pig is not. I mean, they're not just paying for the content or for personalized content. They get a pleasure out of spending ridiculous amount of money. I mean, I mean, I wasn't in OnlyFans, but I used to be in online gaming, and there were the guys there that would just drop
like $500,000 on a weekend just because it's like a status, like to show that they can.
It's a different mentality. It's a different.
Yeah.
They're seeking a different access to a person they're not going to get in real life. They're going to be like people make fun of you or whatever. There are literally women who go to a fancy restaurant, eat, and come home with the bill and tell their pay pigs, "I need you to pay this now," and they will straight away send them the money. There's men who want to be cussed out by women. They want to be debased by women. And they'll pay you to do it. I
Is
need you to
this how
put
you
on
make
this.
your side money, April?
But
This
some of the
I'm
stuff,
trying, CEO. I'm
some of
trying to
the
get
stuff,
there.
some of the stuff on OnlyFans is a result of the lack of comfort with physical intimacy. Like people have difficulty being in the same place as another person for a host of reasons, and so having like the internet intimacy, like that's how they build relationships. And so some of the stuff on OnlyFans, it's literally like they're just engaging with the person in an intimate way that you would like if you go out to dinner with somebody or whatever. No, it's not all. I mean, even though it started out as being like porn, a lot of it is a lot of it is the byproduct of just the failure of social skills, people developing intimacy through the internet.
I mean, I'm all for sex workers having a safe place to work, but it's this is no different than an addiction like gambling, right? If did y'all hear about that? And it was a poor little, I think it was a biracial child, but he killed himself because he thought that his online, it was like a bot or something through a video game was becoming intimate with him, and then something happened and he killed himself. And he was like what, 12, 13, 14. Some of this stuff is dangerous. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to look at the numbers, right? If you're spending $5 million, what is your net worth or what is your income? So yeah, unless this is a billionaire or something, this is no bueno. Like,
Everything is
ugh.
not about finances.
Wait, someone spent $5 million on that?
He
Thank
Yes,
you,
they gave
Dr.
one
Library.
girl $4.7 million.
Who
Yes,
cares what his
and
net
that's
worth is?
usually.
He's having a good time and she's making money.
But people
And
people
over how
people
much
also
time?
overspend or do drugs. You can't say they're enjoying themselves. Let them indulge in
How
drugs. That's
much
not how that
time
works.
did he give
So he
this
not
money?
having a good time.
I mean, if it's not about
Right,
money, it sure as hell
Angel.
ain't about fun.
But for some
I
people
see where
it
you're coming from.
can
It can be
be.
an addiction.
For some people it can be. You have
You
people
can't be diagnosing people.
who do not know, who are very uncomfortable having in-person
Why I preface, unless
relationships.
he has a significant net worth, this is problematic. That's
Who
why I
care
said
about
that.
his net worth?
Net
What
worth
make it
is not.
problematic?
Because if you overspend on something you can't afford, no matter what you're spending on, a person, a man, a child, then it's a problem.
You gotta get out that
What?
office, Mickey. You think
So
about everything like you
let's
I'm
looking
not
at
in
not
the
his
office. I'm
like
waiting to
you
get
looking
some
at his
chicken in the
spend
books,
your
hood.
man.
money
You gotta get out his
on.
books.
It's not about books. Like, people literally have financial addictions. Like, when people do drugs or gambling, do you know that there used to be people that would mortgage their houses? Like, they would go and gamble so much to the point that they would become bankrupts, or just like people that have a drug addiction, when you steal to get money to do drugs, it's no different to me, right? It's not good. That's all. I don't know if that's what's happening in
Mickey.
this case, but I'm saying
Okay.
that I'm pretty sure that there are some people that are addicted to OnlyFans.
So I'm just saying though, Mickey, can you acknowledge that there's a lot that you're assuming about why the person spent 5 million? Like,
Which is why
did they
I
spend it
prefaced it.
over?
Are
Did they
y'all
spend it
forgetting
over?
that I framed
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
If
Okay.
this person cannot afford the $5 million, hell, let's just break it down. If you cannot afford the $50 or the 500 or the 5,000 on something like this, then yes, it can be framed as an addiction or something else, because people don't typically spend outside of their parameters or spending to the point that you spend too much money, right? People do it every day, but it's something wrong. It's not normal to spend
So
yourself into whatever.
But
Mickey,
even
Mickey.
assuming that they're spending out of their parameters is like a big.
Okay, so Mickey, this will really freak you out. You
Most
remember
people
that
spend what
banana?
they can't afford. It's not
You,
special. It's an
you
everyday
remember that
circumstance.
banana? You remember that banana from Art Basel? I think it was a year or two ago.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he ate the banana and
Yeah,
it was $2 million.
Oh, $6.8 million actually, and she ate the
Well,
banana.
look at what the people were paying for NFTs. Justin Bieber, just as an example, like paid all this millions of dollars. That's no different. You can be a billionaire and have a fucking spending problem. It doesn't make a difference.
Somebody bought an invisible house.
Did y'all
Trust
hear
me.
about the art collector who bought the banana? Who bought the banana art or whatever for like $6 million and then ate it? He bought the banana from a wagon, like a street vendor. And then the art guy bought the banana from the street vendor, went and put it like in the museum with duct tape. And then some millionaire guy bought it for, I think it was like $6.8 million, and then ate the banana.
Yeah, it was a reproduction of the art. I mean, it sold first at Art Basel for 1.8, but then he did a reproduction with a different banana, which I found the whole idea is even ridiculous. But I think they did it for more, for shock value than they did for the artwork itself. So I mean, there's going to be news articles and all of that popularity because they're in Bitcoin. So it's a stake. It's performance art.
Unless he
Yeah,
lied
I
and he
get
never
all of
paid the
that, but
money.
the point
Did you
was
see
like
the transaction?
he
People lie
ate
about
it.
this stuff all the time. If he didn't buy it from a museum, I'm calling clout and yeah,
No, he
I'm
bought
calling
it
He
from
clout
bought it
for
from an
him.
art
Sotheby's.
gallery.
He bought
Yeah,
it from the auction house, Sotheby's.
yeah, Sotheby one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sotheby's did an auction for a $6 million banana taped to a
Yeah,
wall.
but it was a banana. It was like a abstract art or whatever.
No,
And
I thought it was an actual banana. That's why he
it
ate
was a
it.
banana, but the the exhibit that cost $6.2 million was abstract art. It was the banana like duct tape.
Yeah,
And
I
that's what
mean,
the person bought for the $6.2 million.
yeah, yeah. I mean, remember, you probably see me with a little like I had a funny Biden PTR yesterday. So that was done by Beeple Crap. He was the guy who did the first NFT, $1 million NFT. And he sold it at Sotheby's for 49 million.
There have been people that sold art that disappears or destructs or self-destructs or whatever.
Yeah, I was
I
just gonna
love that.
mention that because Banksy made the painting that somebody bought for like $1 million, and then it it self-destructed the painting, the piece of art. It was actually,
Yeah, it went through a
yeah,
shredder. It went through a
yeah, it went
shredder.
through. Yes, oh my
I
god,
loved it.
it was terrible.
The moment it was sold, it went to shredding itself. This shit was crazy.
Oh, like on this message will self destruct in 5 seconds and then poof, it blows up. Ciao. Those people might still have some problems. Just because they have money does not mean they're not immune from problems. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's a big shift from the spirit of Christmas.
It's in the hood, but every goddamn time you gotta wait 45 minutes for chicken. Jesus. Oh, Lord. Huh. The CEO of United Healthcare has been killed.
Yep. Looks like a hit, right?
Yeah, he was murdered.
I wonder what he knew.
It's not
Nah,
always about
man,
what they know. Sometimes it's what
it's
they do.
yeah, it's just a hit job. Like there's a lot of people on Twitter saying like, other CEOs are next. This is potentially a very dangerous thing.
Yeah, I think he said he was obviously sending a message.
Yeah, don't
So
assume
I
he did
just read
something
something
wrong.
that was saying that he was getting threats weeks prior to this happening.
Yeah, but let's not assume he did something wrong.
No, I don't think he did something wrong. I'm saying I wonder what like he knew.
When you say he knew, I mean, who do you think killed him?
Who do I think what?
I mean, are you saying that it was Are you saying it's some sort of conspiracy? Is
Who
that what you're
knows? How many
saying?
CEOs do you know get killed?
He was a
Uh,
CEO, not a scientist. What would he know? He didn't know
No.
anything. He just runs the company. People report to him. They're the ones that know shit.
Hmm. It's just crazy. You don't see a CEO get killed every day.
Well, we
yeah, well,
also don't have a president that kind of rails against anything and everything that he considers an established ickiness in this country. Expect
it
more to
happened.
happen.
It happens a lot more than you think, school. I mean, you just don't hear about it. I mean, I can list like five over the past 5 years. I think the most recent one was the one the guy what was his company again? A UK company. I think it was like they refer to it as the LinkedIn of the UK. I mean, he had just won a lawsuit against Microsoft, and well, I guess that you could consider that natural, but I mean, he went out on a yacht to celebrate his win, and the yacht sunk.
Oh, that was crazy because all of those people survived it and not him. That was weird as shit. And wasn't
Exactly.
Kobe a CEO as well when he was killed? Like, wasn't he over a company that was
Yeah,
about to take
exactly.
over
That's what I'm
something
saying.
else was doing?
Yeah, that's more conspiratorial. I mean, that makes you very very suspicious.
Kobe's was definitely conspiratorial. I will say it definitely was. That was. I hate to
Who's
admit that, but it was.
Colby's? Who?
Kobe. Oh my God, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant.
What? That doesn't count as this. It wasn't murder.
But he was involved in a very high dollar financial transaction at the time. It's true.
He
Yeah,
was.
but
What transaction was that?
If you don't know, then what? You're probably not even a Kobe fan, bro. What are we doing?
but I think for this though, school, the most obvious answer is that he was killed by someone who had a deep seated hatred for United Healthcare or the health insurance
Good.
industry,
Health
which
insurance
is
be
a lot of
murdering
people.
people.
Which is a lot of people.
Health insurance in this country should be I don't know how they need to fuck it up big time because that shit is not health insurance.
Is that why
Don't
you
worry,
voted for Donald
Trump is
Trump?
gonna fuck it up. Trump is gonna
Huh?
try.
Did Donald Trump say anything about health insurance?
There you go again, saying stuff
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
know
he has
nothing
concepts
about
of applying.
school. There you go.
Yeah, he has concepts.
What
He
I
has
say,
concepts of
lady?
applying. School.
Come on, school. He said this
Lady,
his
I am
first
not gonna
term.
come off of my mic.
You gonna try? Okay. School. What's
No,
going
I'm talking about
on,
this.
brother?
Wait, I didn't pay attention to everything Donald Trump ran this time,
Right, no, but
but
I'm talking about you
Because
said that
healthcare is a serious matter. What?
I don't remember him running on anything about healthcare.
you said that the insurance is broken now.
It's
So
broken. It's so fucked up.
and how so?
I don't know how to explain how fucked up health
So then why
insurance is.
why would you say that it's messed up if you don't know how it's messed up? How can you
Because
say it's messed
it's
up?
so bad. Like I can
So
give
far as
you
in
a
what?
thousand ways that is bad. Okay.
I'm only
For
looking for three.
all right. For instance, um, health insurance in this country isn't really about uh, treat. Tr- uh, let's use the word curing or preventing. It's about keeping people sick. I highly
Oh, you mean school? You mean healthcare, not health insurance?
yeah healthcare, but I mean they're all wrapped together.
No,
No.
No, they're
Oh,
not.
okay.
Man,
They're
they're all
so
wrapped
what,
together.
what are we
no,
talking
they're
about?
not real though. I
CVS,
mean,
99%.
CVS with what's it called?
CVS.
Yeah,
CVS.
CVS
You can
bought,
buy health
what do you call
insurance,
them?
bro.
What? What was
You
that?
can buy health insurance. You're talking about CVS and treatment.
What is Goat saying? I can't
yeah,
hear
you're
him.
you're really low go, but I mean, yeah, I think you're saying you're talking about CVS has nothing to do with health insurance,
No,
which is
I
correct.
said CVS bought. I'm trying to think of the health insurance group.
Aetna.
Aetna, thank you. And they own. Uh, man, the way my wife was explaining it with pharmacy, she's like, "This is all fucked up. What they do with drugs and drug sales," and I was just like, "Damn, this something really
There
needs
you
to happen with
go.
health insurance."
What does that have to do with the insurance? I'm trying to connect the dots, sir.
They're all. They're all. What do you mean with health insurance? What? Or with United?
No, you made a comment. You said that the insurance was messed up. So I was asking questions trying to understand. Then you clarified. You said you were talking about just health care.
Healthcare, health insurance, the health system in the U.S. is all fucked up.
Okay.
All right, so
So
I'll
you
tee you
voted
off
for
a
the
little
guy
bit.
that wants you to take us back to the system when it was even worse.
Well, I don't think anyone wants to fix it for some reason.
So
Amazing.
I'll
Everybody
tee.
voted. You voted for Trump. This
What
is
the
Let me
weird.
fuck?
find a perfect video of how the guy, Mark Cuban probably explained it very close to the same
A
way my wife
Cuban. He
did.
was on our side, not your
Here
side.
you
No, I
go.
know. I'm saying that the way my wife explained it to me.
Oh my god.
Put your wife on.
She's at
So
work. She gotta work.
Why aren't
okay,
you
I'm
at
gonna I'm
work,
gonna tee
school?
you off.
Sorry.
School,
Not
school,
today.
school. Let's tee you off. Do you know how insurance companies make money?
See?
Well, why are you acting like he's saying something controversial? You all don't think the
Why are
insurance
we
No,
acting
system is
like
No.
wait,
he knows
wait a
perfect?
what
minute. No,
he's
no, no, no,
talking
So
no.
why are
about?
you
No, I got this.
why are y'all
Hold up.
tripping?
CEO. You were on the phone respectfully. You do not understand what I asked him questions. He cannot answer
Oh
them.
no, I know that. I know you asked him questions, but I'm
So
just
then what are
saying
you
like
talking about?
we do know health insurance is not perfect in this country, so
I'm
That's
listening.
let's
not the
not
And
dismiss it.
point.
in what way? Explain it. What's your problem with the health insurance?
That for a lot of people it doesn't cover as much as it should.
Like what?
Well, it's expensive. I'm
There are
surprised y'all didn't
people
go
there
with
are
that.
Wait a minute,
people
Mickey.
there
Wait a
are
minute. Go
people in
ahead.
this
Go ahead.
country there are people in this country that declare medical bankruptcy. So that tells you a lot
Since
about
when?
insurance then.
Since
What's
when?
that?
Since when?
Oh, there's many cases of it. I'll
Pri-
look it up.
For
okay.
example,
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Wait,
know if that's a
CEO,
good
did you
argument
vote for
either.
Donald
CEO.
Trump or for Kamala?
Why are you asking me stupid questions?
Mickey,
Because I don't know. I can't tell.
CEO, you've been
Nikki, get out of
CEO.
No,
here. Get
but
out of
wait,
here,
wait,
man.
No, I'm
wait.
Hold on.
Let me,
serious. And the
You
reason I
haven't
was
been
gonna say
feeling
that is
well.
because
You went
Biden
away out of
changed.
town and you've been acting up. What is going on? Your
Oh,
equilibrium is off. What's going on, CEO? You've been showing out lately.
he
I
gotta let his
guess.
No,
nuts hang.
I mean she's asking me a clown question. I've been in
How is
this
that a
room.
clown
She's been in this
question? I
room.
literally can't
She's
tell. I
been
don't pay attention to
she
your
has
goofy
been
ass.
she has been in this
Anywho, the
room with
reason that
me.
I
stop.
said that
She
is
has been in
because
this
why are all
room
those
with me
cars
for
so damn
months.
close together?
Miki has been in
Do
this
y'all
room
not
with
pay
me for
attention? Oh my
months.
God, y'all swear to God that I pay
She
attention and
has
don't.
been in the room
Mute up,
with me
Mickey.
for
Let the man
months.
speak.
Anyway, the
Hey,
point that I was making
Yes,
is
Goat,
that Biden
please
actually
intervene.
passed legislation that says that medical debt is not going to show on your credit like it used to, right? I believe you get 10 years. I'm not familiar with it, but you get a certain amount of time before it shows on your credit, so it's not going to count the same way. That's the only reason I asked you, crackhead. Anywho.
so I mean, you wanted to go with, I mean, I just wanted to say one thing on the insurance, health insurance. So what I was gonna say is school. I mean, the biggest issue with health insurance is, I mean, insurance in order to make profit in order to cover it requires what they refer to as insurable interest, right? So you have to have some vested interest in the
That's the
property
shit
in
that
order
kills me.
to.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, no, no. What was killing you?
Just go what you're about to do, but I'm gonna die on mute.
What is it I'm about to do?
Dr.
Explain to
AP
School as
crazy.
if he even knows what he's talking about.
No, I mean, I know he doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, I just want, I mean, we were asking the question. I mean, I don't think, to be honest, I mean, CEO is a smart guy, but I don't think
So
his
I
answer was
no no. So
actually.
I just want to weigh in here. So 62% of bankruptcies, medical bills were a major contributing factor. 62%.
What year
So
is
that
this?
is an
What
issue.
year? What year?
This is from 2009.
And what does that have to do
Exactly.
with Stone's point?
Yes.
That was before the Affordable Care Act was signed into play. It was
So,
absolute. That's the reason why the Affordable Care was so important, because they didn't have stop. They had stop losses on certain medical conditions. So people with cancer and things like that, after $1 million, the insurance didn't cover anymore. But the
so,
Affordable Care Act changed those laws and changed it so that the insurance companies would have to cover it.
well, I mean, yeah,
Biden voters, Harris voters
well,
tend to be a little bit more informed. That's why I was confused. Oh my God, who put some Christmas decorations out in my yard? Oh, sorry.
okay. So, I mean, I'll try one more time. So I mean, there we're conflating a lot of factors here. So it's like what you're speaking to, CEO, is definitely a material issue, right? I mean, the fact that people are going bankrupt as a result of insurance, but I wouldn't refer to that as specifically an issue with the health insurance industry. It speaks to the cost of healthcare. So the fact that, I mean, prior to Obamacare, they had a limitation, a cap on the coverage, and the reason why that is necessary, and that cap was $1 million, right? $1 million lifetime cap on health insurance, and the reason why that is necessary because in America, health insurance companies are for profit. So if they are going to cover people, they need to have some loss mitigation or what they consider an actuarially sound book, right? So I mean, I can't have one individual who will most likely never pay $1 million in premium, making over $1 million in claims. So that kind of speaks to a part of the issue.
Not all insurance companies were profit. There was some insurance, especially with the blues. Not all. California was one of the main ones that was for profit, but there were a lot of Blue Cross Blue Shields that were nonprofit insurance companies.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's and I think that's the point. I mean, so if you're gonna be, I mean, whether you're for profit or not profit, the important thing is still having an actuarially sound book, right? So I mean, the only way you can actually do that is either to not cover people or limit claims. So that's the only way you can actually stay balanced. Because I mean, part of the issue is that I mean, people are going to more likely make a lot more claims when they're older, and that's a lot less premium they're actually contributing to. So if I take up insurance at 60 years old, my lifetime premium might be about $100,000, right? I mean, assuming that I have great insurance, but I'm probably gonna make over $1 million in claims. So that's not good business.
So for clarity, for the Affordable Care Act to work properly, they needed to mandate everyone buy in so that it can drive down the actual cost because of all the claims that the insurance companies were paying out. If you wanted to continue to have, stop gaps or stop losses, so far as in on different medical conditions, then the insurance companies would be taking on a greater risk by offering it to everyone. So, if in fact everybody pays in, right, and pays in a portion of it, whether they use it or not, then it helps to continuously keep the amount and the risk down for the insurance company. So that was the whole reason why a lot of the other side of the people didn't want it, because they were making them or mandating that they pay. Or if you didn't pay and you did not get the insurance and you weren't paying like the least amount that you could possibly by picking a high deductible or whatever, if you didn't do that, then they would tax you at the end of the year. You would have to pay for it on the back end based off of whatever your salary was, up to six times the dollar amount that you received that year. It was something crazy. Um, so that's the reason why the other side was pushing back on it. I'm still trying to figure out what's the problem with the insurance company and today. I mean, I would like to hear those things because I don't know.
I
So that's the point. I mean, that was perfect, First Lady. So one of the first things that Trump did was remove the mandatory requirement, right? So I mean, okay. So you remove the mandatory comment because I mean, health insurance is subject to what they call adverse selection, meaning that the people who are most likely to have insurance are the people who are most likely to need it. So the young people who are, don't get sick that often and are not making high claims, they needed to pay into the system in order to have some semblance of actuarial soundness, right? So, I mean, that was one of the first things Trump did that actually, you know, was like a deep attack on the ACA. So by removing the mandatory requirement, the people who don't feel like they need insurance, who in many cases are actually the most healthy, they stop paying into it. So what you're left with is an adverse group of people who either are getting it through their their employers or have insurance because they know they are going to likely need it, which is a bad pool to begin with. Uh,
So I would classify a problem as Americans borrowing $90 billion to pay for healthcare bills in 2019. That's a lot.
Oh yeah, I mean we have a ridiculously inefficient health insurance
no,
cost,
wait a
and part
minute,
of it.
Ryan. Before you go talking, no, let's break down these statistics that he just provided. Is this for non-medical services? Because a lot of times people borrow money for to get elective services rendered, things that aren't covered by the insurance company.
Doesn't clarify.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, and I was just gonna say to it that I mean, CEO, and I mean, and we all know health insurance companies, particularly in the U.S., work on a collective bargaining. So I mean, a lot of the cost for health insurance is ridiculously expensive because they're requiring that you have health insurance because the health insurance they're going to pay a much smaller amount than what the actual cost is. So they actually adjust the pricing for that. So in most cases, if you look at the actual coverage cost, the actual cost of the health insurance versus what the insurance companies actually pay, there's a huge disparity. But unfortunately, if you're someone who does not have health insurance, you pay the full amount.
Health insurance is a scam.
That's what I said, just. But apparently, it's not so.
Just don't get a black eye.
Yeah,
It is.
no, it's true.
Insurance is a scam, but
First
health
lady, no,
insurance
no,
is
hold on,
really a scam.
just
Shout
first
out to
lady,
universal
first
health
lady,
care
first lady
or
has
Medicare
informed
for
us
all.
that our healthcare system is perfect and we cannot ask for any improvements.
And
Uh-uh.
She
that's a
is
Who said
lie.
that?
That's a
Y'all,
pestering
lie.
y'all, y'all
us.
took
Yeah,
That's
no,
another
Obamacare like
lie.
it was
That's a
the
lie.
no,
Then
like it
from
was
the
the
pits of
goal.
hell.
Y'all
I
took
didn't say
Obamacare like
that.
it was the end
That's
all
a
be
lie.
all.
That was from the
That's a
pit of
lie.
hell right there.
Don't
That
lie
That's
on
lie.
me. I didn't say that. I asked you
You
a
need to
question.
shame
I
the
asked you to
I'm
devil.
clarify what
joking.
Earl
I
said.
am
Don't you joke with me
joking.
like that. You know you
I
joking.
am messing with
He
you.
like it.
no,
CEO like being yelled at by black women. He can't wait to get home. Soon as I get
my queen.
home.
My
yeah,
friends don't even want to take insurance anymore. Well, they
no, but
barely do.
school,
See, you
nobody
Like,
just
was.
radicalized school even more. Just come in. Yeah, I
I'm
need
Wait,
you to
you
give me
think
radicalized.
you
perspective.
like you like
I
this
don't need to
healthcare
be.
system?
I'm
First
not
lady.
radicalized.
Let me give you my background.
What?
I
these people
worked
got real complacent with Obamacare. I'm telling you, Obamacare became like, oh, that's it, we're good. Healthcare is
right. I
perfect
was getting
now.
ready to tell a story. Thank you. So I started working for Blue Cross Blue Shield back in 2000. Okay,
Mhm.
and I saw how people came into my office in 2008 during the market crash crying because they couldn't get health insurance. I've seen people come in and get denied because he's 230 pounds, he's 5'7", but he's nothing but muscle. and his BMI doesn't match, so he couldn't get health insurance, but he's healthy. I've had people come into my office and say, well, I was going through a divorce, and yeah, I cried at my doctor's office, but now they have depression on my record, and now I can't get health insurance, or they're going to exclude anything to deal with this particular situation. Asthma. It's so many different things that people would not be able to get covered because nobody really understood what it was to have individual coverage, because a lot of people had coverage through their group insurance is not a risk to the actual insurance company because the companies are going to pay for the premiums up front. So I saw all of this. So when I look at the Affordable Care Act, you damn Skippy, I see it being way better than what it was before. Is it the greatest? No, absolutely not. But is it much better than it was? Absolutely, yes.
So,
It's
First
Oh
Lady,
well,
I
I
just
agree
want
with
to
all
hold on,
that. That's true.
real quick. First Lady, I just want to correct one thing you said. If he was 5'7", 230, and all muscle, he did have a issue. He has a narcissistic personality disorder.
I will say it's hard for me to imagine what life going back to a life before Obamacare, especially since for me what was most impactful was the child can stay under your insurance or parents insurance
Up
for up to
26.
age 26, because I'll tell you, my older brother in that summer between graduating from college and starting grad school had a health issue that was completely um, you know, natural but like unexpected, and had to be hospitalized for 2 days. And that basically wiped out my parents' savings because, when you graduate from college, you're no longer uninsured, right? So I think that I would be it would be devastating to go back to that time where if something happens and it's not your fault, it just would ruin you financially.
I just kind of wish we had a better healthcare system. That's all. But
Also, kind of.
I kind of wish that if we want to keep the current system, well, like my healthcare is through my. I hope that's how most people pay for their healthcare is
Wait,
through
school?
Scripps.
Were you a Bernie bro? Because like you
Yes,
don't have.
I
Oh,
was,
okay,
but
okay,
Oh fuck.
But school, you voted for a guy.
got it.
You voted for
Christ.
a guy who, as you mentioned,
Oh,
killed
that's
more
why you're
people.
kind of tolerable.
hold on.
Um,
But at the same time, if we have to keep what we currently have, I wish that employers could take all the money that they're paying for your health insurance and put it in like a health savings account, and then the money that you're paying goes into that same health savings account, and then you just go choose who you want service from, because I don't think it's working that much, and there are
You
a lot
still
of
haven't told me what's
You
not
wouldn't
working,
be able to
babe.
pay for the services. School, that money won't
you
pay
would
for
be able
open
to.
heart surgery. No, you
Well,
cannot.
okay, most people are not going for open heart surgeries, but I'm talking about in general
Any
for
of the
like
procedures, you don't know anything about medicine. If
there
you
should
took
be
the
a
money
way.
that my employer gives $1,000 a month, and I pay $1,000 a month.
Yours is split
Well,
fifty
Basic
fifty.
Parsley.
services for a family of four are going to cost more than $24,000 a year.
No, it
Yeah,
won't.
Yeah.
All
the
right,
other
bro.
So,
No,
real
no,
No,
no.
no,
Oh
Okay,
my
quick.
let me
god.
explain. Let me
How
explain.
many
Okay,
kids do you have,
no,
You
bro?
don't,
cannot
don't.
None.
explain.
hold
Oh my
on.
God, you don't have
Wait,
any
what do you mean?
Wait a
children.
minute,
I
Dr.
could.
G, Dr. AG was getting ready to
Oh
say
my God,
something. School,
so
school. I
Sorry.
stupid.
mean, AG, what
No,
you?
no, I'm just saying he can't explain. I
What do you
Oh,
mean I
can't
can't
explain.
explain?
well. Let me just say this to you, school. Whenever you have a procedure done, even going into the emergency room could run up to $8,000 easily without you being admitted. Without that,
I know
just
this.
going into the hospital.
I just went
Hmm.
for surgery and I saw the bill.
Okay, and what was the bill?
Uh, let me go look at it again. Give me a second.
Listen,
No,
listen. We don't have to make things complicated. It's just
You don't
Medicare
even
for
know
all,
his
man.
phone bill.
What's the problem?
Um,
It's so simple.
school. I'm
the
trying
other
to say
What's the
thing,
something.
issue?
School. I'm trying to just have a little social experiment here. Would you have voted for Michelle Obama?
Oh my
I
god.
don't know her platform. Why would I vote for her?
Okay, I'm trying to ask all the Bernie Bros because they usually say yes.
Yeah. Oh
Oh,
no.
school is not a
But
Bernie
what?
bro. Don't
But
listen
why
to
do
him.
people make it so complicated, right? It's just Medicare for all, man. It doesn't have to be so crazy. Let's reinvent the wheel. We don't have to be Canada. We don't gotta be nothing else but Medicare for all, homie. That's it.
But
Because
most
MJ, they don't want black people to have health care. That's why.
It's really
They don't want
ironic,
black people to
right?
be
Ah,
able to vote.
And
no,
They don't
Medicare
want
for
black
all
people to
isn't
be able
as
to go to
easy.
school.
no,
They don't want black people to live.
no,
That's
Yeah,
why.
no,
It
I
is,
mean,
no.
but Medicare for all isn't as simple as people make it.
Right.
yeah, I mean, the truth of the matter is, we spent
It's not
our
that hard
political
though.
will. We spent our political will in this country on Obamacare. It got passed. There's not enough will and
right.
ingenuity to do
And
this
that's the
again.
problem.
So
That's the problem.
it's going to stay this way for a generation. They probably will look at this issue in a major way in another 10 years or so, at least
That's the
minimum.
problem. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
Well, well, CEO, they may be forced to sooner because some of these places, like hospitals and stuff, are closing in these rural areas under our current system. So it may be forced to be sooner than you think.
You said hospitals are closing. I mean, but right now the U.S. healthcare economy would be the fourth largest country by itself. So healthcare and AI are the top two growing sectors in this country right now.
I wanted to hear the pushback to Medicare for all, not complicated.
Oh
It's a
wait,
little bit
wait.
more complicated. I wanted to hear like the opinions on that. Some, let's get it. And now when I say that, I really, I'm asking to learn. So what will make it much more difficult than it seems?
Wait, I just wanted to say that hospitals in the city are closing as well, at least two that I know of. And I haven't done research on this, but hospitals are just closing in general in major cities.
Yeah, the only thing I want to add, I mean, we have to not conflate health insurance with healthcare, though. I mean, I understand the relationship, but when you're speaking about the systemic issues, it doesn't help. The cost of health care is ridiculous, but it's the cost that it's the United Healthcare thing is specifically related to insurance. So, I mean, there's definitely, a chicken or egg situation where is the cost of healthcare related to the cost of health insurance and how we do collective bargaining are the opposite, but I mean that I think that's a distinction that would make it a lot
Yo,
easier for you to
any
talk.
theories on why they hit, and that was a hit. That was a silencer. That was definitely a hit. Why any any theories on the hit on this cat, man? This shit was crazy. Did you see the
Oh,
video?
he was
Probably
masked
somebody.
too.
Hey, lady,
Yeah, that
Megan,
looks
lady,
like a person, but
MJ,
lady,
but we have Medicare
MJ.
for all, MJ. It just happens to start at age 65.
lady. It was twenty-eight
And
thousand dollars at home
that's not
cost.
Medicare for all because you
Yeah.
still have to pay 20% of that.
So
What'd you
then
say?
let's go with what.
Yeah, with your taxes over time, but there's a cap on how much of your income they tax for those things.
Yeah, but on certain parts. But if like part B, you're responsible to pay that every month, and if something happens, they're only going to pay up to 80%. So the way our system works here is fucked up, and it's really fucked up. And I know that I don't know why everybody's against healthcare, universal healthcare, but we should have it. And I'm saying this as a person that works in healthcare and insurance. We should have it. It doesn't make any sense. If y'all see how these people get to, work hard and can't get covered, like when it comes to our, it does give third world country. Now I agree with what Lady said about Obamacare improving it. It did. It improved it a great deal. But they took all the bones out of Obamacare. So a lot of the stuff is just not, you know, it doesn't even, like there's no, you know, uh, public option, which would have brought the things down. So it's put here to strictly take advantage of our older people. I don't see why people are okay with
So
that.
let's break this down. Now, when you say they worked hard, most people that worked hard receive retirement as well as
medical benefits in their retirement, which means that they would be able to get a supplemental plan, which would supplement the Part A and Part.
Wait, I'm sorry. Somebody called me. What you said at the beginning?
I was saying that I heard you say that some people have worked hard throughout their years. I said most people that have done their time and worked and retired, they receive a pension as well as benefits, right? And their benefits would include a supplemental plan to Part A and Part B Medicare, correct?
Sometimes, depending on what your okay. So if you live in a northeastern state, likely, but if you do not, likely not. So you can have, or if you work in like let's say like you a teacher or something, or some type of union worker. Those people usually they have it to where it's set up well. They have it to where it's how it should be. If you worked, I don't know, for Target or something, and let's say you worked your way up, you got to be a manager, you retire making 150K, your like Medicare, like getting Medicare is gonna be shitty, and it's gonna cost you a lot. If especially if you taking the regular shit, just like Cinepril, Torvastatin, those type of things, yeah, they're
Well, I
gonna.
don't. So that was the reason why I thought what Kamala was suggesting with the $2,000 stop loss, meaning once you got to 2,000 in that particular calendar year, then all of the rest of the drugs would be covered for the seniors. I'm not sure exactly what it is currently right now. I haven't really been in my insurance world like I used to be.
Ain't no
But
cap.
okay, so there isn't a cap. But hey, I mean, these are the things that we're trying to
Exactly.
get fixed. That
And that's the thing is like when people, you know, these people,
but you're
when
Just
coming
you
was
from a
First Lady
senior
finished
citizen
speaking?
place. You're coming from a senior citizen place. School was talking about for people, that wasn't quite seniors. And Mickey, I also saw in there. You said not everybody. I would say for those that are in their 50s and their 60s, most of those people are grandfathered into receiving a pension and benefits. Most of those people, I would think, it's more the younger people now, whereas and they're not allowing them to get those type of retirement plans that they used to have previously before. That might be impacted by that.
Yeah, like my mom retired. She didn't have a pension and she worked for Enron, but of course Enron went defunct. So a lot of people, it's kind of a thing of the past. A lot of people that are retirement age now are not retiring with a pension. Like I think only about 55% of Americans even have access to a 401k, right? Because they're not mandatory. So, you can still go and do your own thing, but a lot of people don't have the wherewithal with that. So that's the only reason I said that. Not a lot of, because everyone doesn't work a professional job or work in corporate America, right? There are way more workers outside of established frameworks in this country. So, no, unfortunately, um, they don't retire with a full pension.
but first, healthcare shouldn't be tied to employment. That's first. That's the most ridiculous shit. That's what the fucked up part is that if you happen to not have a job that America considers, what they consider work, then you have to pay for, like, that is a ridiculous fucking concept. Y'all don't think that's like a setup? Like, why the fuck is healthcare tied to employment?
But yeah, that's the American way. No other country does this.
No other
So,
country.
and that's the. But I mean, that's been by design. Like they want people to be tied to workers, and they want women to not be able to divorce their husbands freely because many of them are dependent on their husband's health care because generally they're the ones who work the better jobs, and that's changing obviously. But no, I think there we would not have been able to survive the pandemic if it wasn't for Obamacare. At least most Americans would not.
So
So
I
that's
respond
why
to
Hell no, it would have
cutting
been.
it is ridiculous.
Well, I mean, it's not
If
as conspiratorial as that. I mean, it might come across that way, but it's a matter of adverse selection and social engineering, right? So if you are not getting, so I mean, there are two aspects. I mean, there's the collective bargaining, which is, as Lady was saying earlier, if you're working with a company, then you get group insurance and you have a much diversified array of risk than if you were getting insurance individually, and then they pay up front and it's guaranteed, so they have to worry about you lapsing on the premiums or stuff like that. So that's actually beneficial for the health insurance companies. So that's part of it. But the second part is adverse selection. So if you don't have, if you're not employed and you elect to get insurance, then it's highly probable that you're going to use it. And most of the people who are going to use it are people who are high liability. So that's a part of the reason why it's structured that way, not just for the government to keep people in a job, but for the health insurance companies to reduce their liability.
I
um,
just I
I don't
just
know if
don't
I agree
know.
with that.
Well, I don't
Well,
know. I don't.
we are disagreeing, Montana. I mean, I'm stating a perspective.
Yeah, they treat. The problem is insurance companies treat this stuff like the stock market. Like they're trying to. It's like about risk, and when insurance in and of itself is what you have for the thing. Like it is your. It's what insulates you. But they're assessing you as like a risk or whatever when it shouldn't even be based on that. Like
Well,
you're to insure me.
why wouldn't it be? Because it's the same thing with car insurance. If you keep having car accidents, guess what? Your car insurance is going to increase. Why? Because you're becoming a risk to them. And if in fact you do it too much in a certain period of time, they're going to cancel your insurance because it's too much of a risk to them, based on
But that
what
doesn't
you're
make
doing.
sense. The thing is they've
That's how
made
insurance
us.
works.
Yeah, but it shouldn't because it's insurance, y'all. It's supposed to work that way. It's literally. Do you know
Well,
how much we pay in to insurance? All right, so let's say you keep having car accidents or whatever, but you're paying your premium, whatever. That's your only problem. Me and Ryan never have car accidents, but we all live in the same neighborhood. In reality, you could pay for they could pay for your car to get fixed 50 times because they made the money off of me and Ryan and you. But the problem is when you don't have any guardrails, when you don't have any checks on anything, they could just keep going over and over and over. It is insurance, so you should they should be expecting for it to be a risk. It's accident mitigation. It's literally created so that if insurance was created so that when people like when big shit gets fucked up, you don't have to pay for the big shit.
so
That's lit.
I see Sin wants us to jump in, but I just want to show you something real quick. One, if we're looking at car insurance, you paying $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year. If you get in a car accident and your car needs to be fixed or it's totaled out, that's $14,000. Your little $2,400 didn't pay nothing.
That's what they
Nothing.
put
you're
on the
looking at,
paper.
hold
Th-
on, just to, because when you give these one-off examples, it's always hard. In the aggregate, United Healthcare, I'm just reading the guy who passed away, who was murdered article. United Healthcare alone made $450 billion. So you can't really look at one little accident, two little accidents. Doesn't make sense. In the aggregate, one company alone is making $450 billion. Do you
Yeah,
know how
that's
many?
all fine and dandy, but hello, you got to look at what these doctors are actually charging and what they have to receive with the services they're getting, as well as the hospitals and keeping up with medical equipment. At the end of the day, malpractice insurance for these doctors is expensive as hell because of the fact that people are dying from them making, oops, I made a mistake. So you also have to
look at those dollar amounts as well as into what also goes to the insurance and what the insurance is paying out.
But do you see on every company, on every major thing we talk about, this is how you can tell insurance is a scam. They're the fall. They're the one. So it's malpractice insurance. There's car insurance. There's health insurance. There's all these fucking insurances. So who's getting the money? So and if the prices that they put on those bills are for you. That's not what they pay them doctors. That's not what that is not. They have agreements, contracts, and all that shit set up with
Use
them
your words,
doctors.
customary amounts.
So
Absolutely.
I can clear
So
it up.
Do
let me
speak to
just
your
say one
customary
thing.
amounts.
Let me just say one thing. Let me just add one thing. So the actual duty of United Healthcare board of directors, they actually have a duty not to the patients, right, but to their shareholders to make profit. So can you imagine being in insurance and not having a duty to patients, but the duty is to the shareholders and it's to make money. It's not to provide good health insurance and that type of thing. It's to uh make profit.
No, not all insurance are a profit. There are insurance companies that are nonprofit. So yeah.
But
And
they still have a
The
board.
insurance
United
Even
companies
Healthcare
if
aren't the
you're
had a
doctors.
nonprofit,
multi United
it doesn't.
Healthcare did they do Medicare, they do Medicaid, as well as they do individual insurance. They are one of the top insurance companies that have a lot of different avenues into the actual insurance world. Like they're multifaceted in regards to how they distribute the insurance for people.
Oh, and
So
nonprofit does not mean that they don't make profits. It just means that it's tax free. That's the type of organization. There are a lot of nonprofit businesses, like for example, Rolex is actually owned by a foundation. They still have a profit, right? It's
They
just
don't
not
have
tax.
shareholders. They're not
Yeah,
traded on
they
the
don't have
stock market.
shareholders, but they have board. They have a board of directors.
The
So
Hey,
NFL is a
same thing,
nonprofit.
so
right? But you don't think the NFL makes money? That's the point. People think nonprofit
Well,
they don't have to have a profit. That's not true. It's
wait,
just
all
wait,
that
I'm
wait,
saying is,
wait.
especially healthcare, and I work with United Healthcare. I'll just say that they have unilateral decision to do. They're going through something right now in the state of Texas where overnight they just decided we're not doing none of this no more.
I,
And so what I'm saying is when you don't have any like scruples, when nobody can say, all right, you can't do that. You have to like do this in a gradual way. You can't just do that right now. Then like they're the scam. They're the grift. Insurance is a grift. I will always, and all the insurances are, except for probably life insurance.
Well, just I'm gonna push back against that. I mean, to what ladies? I mean, I think you're closer to the truth than what we're actually stating. But I mean, when you made the general statement that insurance is a scam, that's not exactly true. And to what lady, the example that she used earlier, with car insurance. I mean, if you know property and liability insurance or PNC, it's like I mean, most insurance companies, 99% don't make profit from underwriting. In fact, most companies actually have an underwriting loss, and that's based on what they call a combined ratio. So you know how they make money through investment income. So they gather the premium, and the premium that they get from you, they invest it, and then they get the investment profit. So that's how most property insurance companies make money. But to what you're saying, the fact that we have private health insurance is actually the issue, because the only way you can actually make profit from private health insurance is either to deny coverage or not pay claims, right? You understand? So the difference is with health insurance is that I mean in property insurance you are part right. I mean insurance is actually in case the cover of what they call an extreme or severe loss, right? And that's what the insurable interest is. However, the problem with health insurance is that it's not a question of whether you'll use your health insurance or not. In most cases, you will. And when you do, it will be a severe claim that will probably max out on whatever premiums you had actually submitted. And the worst part about that is that your cost to the insurance company actually gets worse after you age or if you get sick, right? So that's why they have the requirement on what they call what was the yeah what was the term again for, I mean, I'm in PSC, not health, but I mean it was a popular term, uninsurable, like when a person was uninsurable. You have a pre-existing condition.
Yeah,
So
pre-existing.
pre-existing condition could be anything from having an illness to actually your biological makeup or physique. So that example that lady used is that some insurance actuary probably did an analysis and said, people of this weight, of this height, with this particular build are what we call a high liability individuals. So therefore, anyone who fits that particular criteria, whether they're actually health or not, because it's a numbers game, we're not going to cover them. So I mean, that's how
Well,
they assess.
yeah, and I
Exactly.
don't
It's
have a
giving
PNC.
eugenics.
I don't have a PNC, but what I'm saying is for health insurance
Turn it down, Buki.
is, you know, I mean, when you could just be like, and then they shuffle the plan. So if you got a plan this year and everything's been working good for you or whatever, around October they'll send you something and be like, yeah, nah, we're not doing this no more. So 8,000, please. Like
Yeah,
what?
but that's because they sit back and they look at the numbers.
But
So
that's not fair. You can't do.
I
Yeah.
I get it, but in order for things that you keep talking about what's fair and what's not fair. I mean, maybe because I worked on the business side of insurance and I understand it from a different perspective. I've also worked on the actual people side of insurance and I understand that plight as well. But I'm trying to stay in the middle and trying to find the balance. I understand that the insurance company has to do their job and making sure that they keep the premiums as low as possible, right? Because I've also seen it with working with group insurances. Whereas, if in fact they gave you a number and said, okay, this is how much we're going to charge you, and it, especially with small businesses, if in fact you go over that dollar amount that they had anticipated for you to be at, you go over that, guess what? The next year they're going to charge that particular group, that business, more money because they got a sick person on their actual roster that's going to continuously drive up their claims. People that have large medical, I mean, pharmacy bills, they're constantly going to the pharmacy. Things like that's all of risk to the insurance company. The
Yeah,
insurance
but
and
Well,
business
well, I think
then
I think
okay,
for
okay.
but
So
they
so
funding.
hold on. If okay, so
to
if
make
that's
money.
the if that is the situation, then they need to give it to the government because what you're dealing in is bodies at that point. Because yeah, it's a business, but to these people, it's life and death. So they're like shuffling, like, oh no, we're not gonna cover you. So what, I'm supposed to just die? Like, and that's really been people's fate. I've dealt with people that have full blown cancer, can't get covered because they got a pre-existing or something else. Like
Oh,
you should.
Obamacare did away with that. So if someone is
But hold
telling you
on.
they're not going to cover you because of cancer, you need to sue them because
Yeah, yeah,
No,
but
Obamacare
that's
I'm
did away with
different.
wait.
that.
I
I'm
think
Yeah,
the real
that doesn't
question.
happen anymore.
I think Miki. I think the real question is, what are we optimizing
well, I
for?
wasn't
Right.
finished, so I wasn't talking
Go ahead.
about
Go ahead.
before.
Go ahead,
I
G.
wasn't talking about I wasn't talking
Pre-existing
about before
conditions.
that. But anyway, what I'm saying is they if you can't do something for somebody fully, like if it's health insurance, then you need to insure people's health. Like you can't just shuffle it around and just decide, oh well, this is too risky for me. Well, then you need to get out the business because it's health insurance, or
Well,
we
well,
then just give it to the government and let us do universal health care like other civilized nations.
I think the fundamental core of this argument is, what are we optimizing for? Like, are we optimizing for shareholders, or are we optimizing for long-term health of the
Well, they're
country?
publicly
And if
traded
we,
companies.
and if,
That's how they
and
work.
if,
A company is no
and if
different than
we,
another company
sure,
regardless of
sure,
the
sure,
business
sure.
they're
But
in.
if we're like, we all know this, but if we are optimizing for what works best for the long-term health of American people, right? Then there are some tangible metrics that we can sit up here and put to see how we compare globally on things like the things that are killing us. And we see that the system that's currently in place doesn't have us, number one, right? Especially relative to the budget that we have, right? So, what needs to be done to make sure that we're optimizing for the right thing? Because I don't think profits around healthcare is optimization for the outcomes that American people want as far as their health is concerned.
Then we won't
I,
have
I
any
may be I
doctors.
may be I may be tripping.
You are wrong. Do you know what will happen if we private or if we have government health care completely with the government? That's literally what is happening now. No one wants to take Medicaid. I shared with y'all before that my doctor is part of a concierge service. And yes, I have the ability to pay it, but I have to pay almost $2,500 a year because she does not deal with any kind, barely any kind of insurance, like maybe three, right?
So
So she works on her own. She's not affiliated with the hospital. Doctors don't want to do that anymore. They don't
so
And they
because the
shouldn't be
government,
allowed
hold
to
on, hold on, hold on, hold
practice.
on.
well, the
Are you
government
saying,
doesn't
yeah,
pay anything.
You
like
shouldn't be
I
maybe
don't
allowed to
I
maybe
don't
te-
practice.
think
Not in the
maybe
USA.
they shouldn't
That's
be
a little
I
getting
don't
paid
much.
think
so
y'all
much.
want this to become some version of Canada where people have to wait 4 to 6 months to have
But
a
I
You
don't
surgery.
think
don't.
that's
Well, in
that.
Germany, you don't.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't
this
think
is not
that.
Germany. This is the
Oh,
United
Well,
They don't
States.
have
well,
That's
we
what
anything
I'm
can
in
be
saying.
like
he's from
Pennsylvania
Germany
Canada.
either. They
Why
don't
do
have
you want the
one to
government to
fill
be
your
in charge of
pool.
everything? That's going to be
But
But we
disastrous.
because
sometimes,
I don't
Mickey,
want.
you have to
I don't think
optimize
people's
for what,
lives are for profit. I don't think
like,
people who have especially in a country where we don't take care of the food is terrible. We feed our citizens terribly, and then when they get sick, we say fuck them. No, I don't. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
no, we
Mickey. Do you think
shouldn't.
the fire department should be
Fuck.
privatized, and that will make
But
for the
wait,
most
can one person
optimized?
finish before
Um,
you start?
sure,
Chavez, can you
Mickey.
finish? I'm sorry.
I thought it was done.
I didn't hear the
I mean, I
last
was
part.
pretty much, but
he
the
was done.
I don't think that I just privatization never like I don't know what world we live in where we think privatization has helped anything. It's never helped anything.
Yeah, I mean,
So you
do you
want
really
the
think?
government
Hold
to
on,
handle
can I?
everything.
But hold on,
Everything.
it's not everything. Do
You're
you
straw
think that
manning
your
it,
fire
Mickey.
department would be optimized better if it was for profit, Mickey? Like certain
They're not for
things,
profit. Have
right?
you looked at
Certain
city budgets?
things make.
You're
Hold
saying they're
on.
not for profit. Have you looked at
Ho-
city budgets? Yes or no? Because a lot of times we conjecture about things we really don't know. Have you looked at city budgets? That's what I'm asking you.
City
What?
budgets don't mean that
They're not
these fire
private.
departments themselves are optimizing for the bottom line. Like, come on, right? Just because the
You're
budget's out of
comparing.
control doesn't mean that efficiencies can't be made. This is the problem. Y'all feel as though, right, these things have to be tied to each other. Profiting off of people's healthcare is not the standard globally. Therefore, one can assume that if the United States, the geniuses in the United States of America, can actually come together and put a system in place that's going to optimize for better healthcare outcomes
Do
for
you pay
people.
for all of your employees' health care? Yes or no?
Do I pay for all my employees' healthcare?
Exactly.
No,
That's
I
the
don't.
point.
What does that
No,
have
I
to
Uh-huh.
don't.
do with the
Well,
But
then
but
why do you want the
Well,
government
he's
to do
supposed
something and you
to.
have working employees?
You're
That's the point.
supposed to. If
The
you have a
government is
business,
not
that's
supposed to
not
be a catch-all for what
that's
employers
not a
will
got
not
you
do.
moment, bro. Like
That's
what
strange.
I'm talking
I'm just
about a
saying.
system.
I'm
I'm
That's
just
talking
strange.
about
there's the
systems
system
and how
for
they
you.
all right.
function.
That's the
So,
system.
so one second. Now I hear you guys talking about this private insurance, but a lot of the people that voted the other way, right? That voted on the right side, they want private insurance and they don't want Medicare. They don't. I mean Medicaid. They don't want it. They say because oh my doctors don't take it. Mickey's one of them. She just told you. So you're saying, hey, listen, let's go and do this Medicaid for everybody. And most of the people don't want it. Why? Because they want their premium kind of doctors, the doctors that aren't going to accept it. And just like Mickey said, in Canada and London, a lot of those people that have the universal health care, they have a hard time getting into the doctor's offices. So they also have privatized insurances where they pay an extra premium so that they can go to the doctors that they want to go to. So not everybody that actually has it utilizes it.
But
I
the
feel like
question is
that.
not
I feel
about
like
what
we
people
have an
want.
American view on it, but I'm telling y'all. This is not the way like our healthcare system sucks ass. It's the worst. For a rich country, it's the worst. And we're so greedy that we don't like the doctors they'll work on Medicare. You just put a regulation that all right, if you want this bar, you want this whatever they get, then you're gonna have to accept Medicaid. Like what? Like
People,
you don't. I
Do you
mean,
know how much Medicaid pays just after you go to school all those years and you have to pay out
well,
this?
they can. All these things can be adjusted.
And
All
who
these
is
things
going
can be
to adjust them?
adjusted.
By who?
The
The
here's
government,
government.
the same people that do everything else. I just don't. But like, I'm not into watching people die, and that's what we do in this country. We watch people die and say because you don't have enough money. So when I said them being denied, it's not about being denied. It's about you being able to afford it. If you have a pre-existing condition, no, they can't deny you, but bitch, they can definitely price your ass the fuck out. So what's the point if put that's so that law is just it doesn't mean anything because now
people.
if you have stomach cancer and you want to get sure UHC will cover you. That'll be $800 a month.
Yeah,
Like
people.
yeah, then it's essentially the same way as it was before. I still can't get covered because I don't have $800.
Well, people are more concerned with their comforts. I want this doctor. I want this. I want that. Then, right, what's going to lead to better overall healthcare outcomes across, like at a macro level? Like, what's going to lead to less like high blood pressure, less deaths from high blood pressure? What's going to lead to, like, like less cancer deaths, right? Long term support for life in the United States of America. Nobody's talking about let's optimize for that. Let's keep the profits coming because I get to have the comfort of going to my favorite doctor. It's very individualistic. Like it's not really, and it's not at a macro level going to change things for the better. And it's two different ways of thinking. It's almost like abortion, right? It's like you either look at it one way or you look at it the other way. I don't think there's any bridge from there.
So what I wanted to add to MJ, so I mean, there's definitely an individual versus collective interest, and I mean, I think in to what Just is actually saying, I mean, if you actually were able to diversify the risk in a way that government could actually cover, it would actually reduce, a lot of the negative impact of our current system. But if you do that, okay, everybody has collective interest now. So what that means is that government is now have a fiduciary responsibility to take care of the people's health care. So they also have an interest in your health. And what that means is regulation on some of the things that you're actually doing to damage that, right? So I think that's where what school was saying earlier, even though he didn't really explain the point about healthcare being related to sickness, is that in order to actually mitigate the cost for insurance, which the government would have to do in order to not, go bankrupt. They would also have to start imposing policies on what people consume and their health practices.
And you have a
Oh,
whole bunch of people on the right that's going to say, no, you're infringing on my rights. Sorry, go ahead.
no, no, it wouldn't be just that. You would also have to regulate salaries. You would have to subsidize, as Miki was suggesting earlier. What do you call those things? Medical school. Now you can do all that stuff. One thing I didn't want to really get into this, but this is one of my least favorite things to talk about because Bernie Sanders ruined the conversation. Because the Bernie Bros, you hear it in Justin and what's the boy's name? MJ. They believe that those are the only two options, either the current system or Medicare for all. There's other options besides single payer. And that's the thing I don't like about Bernie Sanders is because he's such a slogan machine and not a deep, serious thinker. He never led the country in a real conversation. People should look at the Switzerland model or the Australian model. They actually have better outcomes than Canada and the UK. The NHS is struggling in the UK. So I'm anti single payer, but I'm also anti what we currently have. So I don't really like to have the convo because I'll get
Don't
my
they have
anti Bernie bag.
universal?
And it's a great convo to
Yeah,
have
yeah,
because
it is anti but it's a mix of so Switzerland is the one I like the most. It's a mix of public and private. It's highly regulated at the canton level. Y'all know they got cantons, not states. Um, there are federal, excuse me, there are federal oversight, but everything else is done at the canton level because certain cantons have certain populations, etc. I think that's a much better model. It's cheaper for everybody, and they have better outcomes.
Yeah, but
They do.
Single payer
They
doesn't.
do.
Single payer is struggling in Canada and in the
well,
UK. I don't.
It is
I don't think
struggling,
that
but
anybody
no
is
one acknowledges it.
saying that nobody is saying single payer versus whatever the motto. But
MJ was.
this
He was saying
is
Medicare
not
for all.
working. This is not working, and it's sad that everything in this country that we see is not working. We have to wait to till people have a conversation about it and think about it and pontificate and do,
That's
you know,
politics.
yeah, but people dying, like, while y'all do that.
Well,
So
People
it's not going to
enslaved
be
while we do that.
serious. It's not going to be serious until we're all, 65 and, waiting on, the world to change and shit. That's when it gets serious or
Right.
whatever. So I
yeah,
just want
yeah, go. I don't think the conversation is an argument. Oh, that single payer is the end all be all. I think the real argument is people are prioritizing the healthcare conversation around their personal comforts, what's best for me, what's best, what I like, right?
Yeah.
What I like, as opposed to what is going to drive a better outcome, right? The outcome overall is not the conversation at all. Like people are my doctor, my this, my that, right, is the main concern. People are not going to vote for that because they don't want that personally. Like, why are we not having a conversation about what's best for the healthcare of the country? Maybe, maybe what's going to make us live a little bit longer, not have to suffer through diseases. People are not dying from things that they can be cured for. People are not getting diseases that they don't have to get in the first place. Maybe that could be what we're
Could be.
optimizing for. I don't know.
yeah,
But
but
it's
Call me
but
MJ,
crazy.
The Affordable Care Act covers what do you call it?
preventative.
Preventative,
Uh,
yes, preventative care. So, mammograms, you get your yearly physical, women get their OBGYN checkups. Um,
be careful.
what?
Oh, it's after November 5th. You can say woman again. Keep going.
So yeah, so there are things that the Affordable Care Act has in there to help with preventative medicine, to help people, and those things are not with a copay or deductible. They are covered at 100% of the allowed benefit, as long as you're going to a physician that is receiving or accepting your health insurance. Period. So what are we talking about?
We're
Well,
Like,
not.
you're
I
I
tell you what, we're
haven't
not
heard a
talking
case
about.
yet that you guys are arguing that I don't even hear an argument. I just hear a bunch of complaining.
No, no, it's
well.
not
I think
complaining. Go ahead.
I think that our side lost lady in the discourse, and it's the conservatives and the Bernie Bros who have this conversation, and they have the conversation in catchphrases. Um, I'll be honest with y'all. I think that to Joe Jack's point, I don't think anything's going to change in any of our lifetimes or our kids' lifetimes. Because when they did Obamacare, rather than build off of it and say, hey, it's not if we're going to build on it, the Bernie Bros call it Romney Care. They call it this, that, and the third. They misrepresent it, and so it's so bad. Even the conservatives don't like it. See, so this is so they're not interested in politics. The Bernie
listen.
people are
Hey,
not interested in
hey,
politics.
look. What you gonna
Yeah,
have to stop
but
doing is trying to
you
blame the far left. It's the establishment. It's you niggas
the
that have been
establishment
doing that.
changed healthcare
No,
radically, Jeff.
y'all haven't did shit.
The ACA
I'm
changed
so
healthcare
sick of
radically.
y'all moderates and y'all
It
gassing
wasn't moderate.
yourselves up. Y'all
The
don't
ACA
do
wasn't
shit but
moderate.
stay the same.
The
And,
ACA
and
wasn't moderate.
but it wasn't allowed to go through in full effect. Y'all took all the bones
I
out of it.
know. So build off. That's
We
what I'm
didn't
saying.
take it.
Build as
We
opposed
didn't
to.
Yeah,
I
take
mean,
it
but
out.
but when we get when there's any time to move forward, y'all still want to be talking about, oh well, we still well this is listen, until y'all have see
Let's
a
go. Let's speak. Okay.
niggas, everybody on the stage, whoever talking in favor of having a private healthcare system when it's archaic and doesn't make any
it
sense.
works better in other countries than your single payer does.
I mean, you need
Switzerland has better
Where does it
outcomes.
work?
Go.
Switzerland,
Did they
Australia
did they
has
understand
better
what a single
outcomes than the
payer
UK.
system
you need
is?
Oh my
tiers in the
god.
healthcare
Switzerland and the
system.
UK, but it's a mix of the two, is what I'm saying. I think we
Yeah,
need
you
a
need it.
mix of the two as
And
opposed to
I
single
just
payer.
I just read an article and it talked about the exit poll and who voted for Trump and why. And inflation and immigration were the new Trump voters and the standard Trump voters. He beat Kamala handily with those two. She won on abortion,
This
Medicare,
country.
health care.
Hold on.
She won on gun and climate. We care about those things. They don't give a fuck about those things because they're dumb. They're just dumb voters, and I'm going to say it. Stupid idiot. Like I said, I saw these poor damn Appalachian people who are where I'm from, and they do dumb shit, and they have to go get health care like people do. Like somebody comes to a war torn area or a fucking natural disaster. That's how they get their damn health care in the USA, and they still fucking vote against themselves, and it's because they're so fucking racist. It's unbelievable. They would rather nobody get any shit than a black person to get the same thing they get. That's just what it is. It's it. That's what it is. Period. They're ignorant, racist, hateful people, and I can't stand them anymore. Fuck them. I don't
I want
care.
to move. I
I don't
want to move
care.
out this
I don't
country
care if they
because
homeless when they feed in
this
the
is
mud. I
this
don't
is
give a
fucking
shit.
ridiculous. We this is a trash ass place. If we can watch people die, old people, and still be like, well, y'all still gotta pay. Like, I hate y'all. I
Well, old
really
people
So,
don't have to
do.
pay. They have
so,
Medicare.
I
so
hate you niggas. I hate America.
It's
yeah, but
Medicare.
I agree with you in spirit, but I mean, this is the reality of the situation that Obama was
Yo, we
dealing with.
don't need no more motherfucking money. Like, it's just like,
Let me just
let's see
explain.
how much more money we can suck out of motherfuckers.
Well, how much
Just
will
no, I mean,
Medicare for all
outside of that,
Can you
cost?
check? Can you tax them for that?
How much
just
is
outside of,
Medicare for all cost?
yeah, just being pragmatic.
Just
I
take it
mean,
Taxes
on
would
my
just
check.
definitely go up if we had
so
Medicare for
so
all.
you
But
have
I don't have a problem
Just
with
take it
that.
out of my check. Okay, girl, please, please. Just
yeah,
ease
We're
so
off me,
paying it
girl. I'm
anyway.
so
We're
sick of you.
paying it. We're paying it anyway because people
Um,
have to use the emergency room for preventive
you're
medicine.
not paying
They
up
go
to
to the
50%
emergency
of your
room for
taxes.
everything.
You're not paying up to
I'm
50% of your
sorry,
taxes.
but if people can get some care, Mickey, I want people to have the basics. Basic health care. If you need something more, you can pay by what you make. I don't give a goddamn. Something has to change.
And when they
This is
poll,
ridiculous.
universal health care or health care for all, it polls amazingly well.
And when
But,
they
oh,
vote,
with
what about when
everyone,
they
right
vote?
and left.
What about when they vote?
But
so
They
Yeah,
don't
They
so
vote
have
for
never
that.
had a vote for it.
We
they're
just
not.
had
They're
one.
not gonna vote for
There was never a vote for it. That was not on the ballot. Medicare for all was not on the ballot
You
at
don't think
all.
voting for Republicans into power
But they didn't.
is
She didn't even present that because
oh
they
my god.
scared. They scared. So she
yeah,
presented Medicare for all.
No, no, I'm just
I
saying
just want
people
to ask
voting
you a
for
question, Joe.
Republicans is means they don't want that.
No, it doesn't. We've never
Okay.
presented that.
Okay.
Y'all are too scared.
They've run on repealing and won on repealing
But
Obamacare.
Obamacare is still health care for profit. Y'all are
Oh, I
too
see.
scary.
Yes,
I
yes, I
see.
want
Well,
to ask
well,
you a
but
question.
I think
This
the
is
greater
Wait,
argument
crazy.
let me
around
just
this
ask
whole
him this.
subject
Let me just
is
ask him
like
this
there's
question.
more ground. Maybe there's more meat on the other side instead of going to the middle on every single thing. Maybe there's more meat in going left.
So,
Maybe
Obamacare is not the middle.
maybe there's more meat in trying to get people that want like progressive change. You know what I'm saying? To actually register for the first time or register, be more active. Maybe there's more to gain for Democrats to the progressive side than constantly
Oh,
trying
don't
Obamacare
waste
is
your
to
breath.
progressive.
If you
bridge
this
just
the
look
isn't.
at
I
middle.
mean, but why
these
does
This
this
is
real
have
a
to
this
be?
is a
these
Why
people
does
are
this have to
Republicans
be?
idea.
at
Why
heart.
does this have to be an argument that is an either or argument? I think that for me, I think the extremes in anything are problematic, right? Because in either situation, if we have a totally government subsidized healthcare system, we have the issue: how are we going to pay for it? How is it going to be sustained? If we have a totally privatized healthcare system, we have the issue of how are people going to pay? How are people how is it going to be sustained to the benefit of the majority of the people? So, I mean, it's the same issue. I think whenever you're proposing something that has the impact, that has national impact, you have to consider the cost. Like, how are you going to pay for it? Where are the funds going to be extracted and put into this system? And there's a lot to be said for looking at other countries around the world and how they do it. And yes, many of those countries are smaller than ours, but can their ideas be scaled? I mean, I think people are offering really simplistic, well, we should have Medicare for all. Well, no, the private system is better. Like I mean, I think it goes, there is a middle, but the middle is wide. And
so
Obamacare is not the middle. I don't think that's the middle
So,
either.
Not at
Well,
So
all.
there's two
different,
questions here. There's
different,
two
So let's
questions.
watch people die while we discuss and
There's a question
over
of
coffee and
no,
tea
they're
and
not.
crumpets
there's
while
a
we have health
feasibility
We're
care.
Gus,
question,
always
why
going
are
to
you
die.
Dr.
going to
Ag.
the extreme?
Because
What
that's
why
what's
are all
happened?
three
happening. That's
people
what's
Gus,
talking?
happening. Y'all do
no,
not
hear
like
me.
reality because it's too
No,
dark for
no.
y'all's lit worlds. But that's what's happening.
You the one that
Listen,
People
don't like
are
black history
literally
for no reason.
dying. They
That's
are
you
Joshua,
mainly, you
dying.
Negro
They're
spiritualists.
dying
We're into the
because
Joshua,
Dr.
we
Ag.
have insufficient health care and people are too
So
selfish
now we'll
to
lean
vote
on.
to
Well,
vote.
Dr. Ag.
trouble.
Okay.
Well, we agree
Okay.
with
Well,
that.
and now it's funny.
No,
It's
No,
not
we
Now
funny.
it
agree with
now it
that.
It's
now
not funny.
it's
It's very
now it's a
serious.
no,
now
It's
it's
but
a
you're
very
fucking
trying
sing
to
No,
along.
calm.
it's
but
not.
the,
It's not
It's
but there's
You're
two
funny.
different
trying to
Dr. Ag.
It's
calm
There's
just
two
it
different
down,
there's two
you're
brother.
different
arguing something
questions on
different.
the table, right? There's the feasibility, how do you make this happen? And there's the optimization, right? So what are you optimizing for? Are we trying to be the best healthcare system on the planet, right? Instead of like the best, I don't know, whatever, eaters of hot dogs, right? Like that's a question. And then there's the question
but they're
of
not different
well,
questions. They're
but
part of the
no,
same.
they are, right?
They're
Because
they're
people are
part
not
of the
voting.
thought process for the
Doc,
same.
Doc, if I can finish, the feasibility question is about, all right, are people going to vote on this? Are people going to be galvanized to even do it together, even if it's put together in a way that's going to be optimal, right? So optimization is one, feasibility is another, and many people are saying that constantly going to the middle politically, right, trying to gain as much ground politically when the other side is clearly extreme right, right? Clearly they don't give a fuck about who's in the middle for them, right? Why can't we, for once, maybe, right, go full on progressive and try to gain as much ground that may possibly be out there on the American progressive left,
So
right?
respectfully, though,
Instead
MJ,
of
that
having,
doesn't
because the way things are
respond
going, and I'll just finish with
because
this: the way
feasibility
things are
for me
going,
wasn't
the entire,
voting.
I
Feasibility was
if I
cost. So
if I can,
that's not responsive to my comment. I'm sorry.
so you're saying feasibility was what?
Yeah, my feasibility wasn't whether or not people are going to vote for it. Feasibility was an assessment of how we can afford it. Is it feasible within our economic structure, or what do we need to change to make this an affordable reality? I didn't have feasibility about voting. That's somebody else said
Well,
that.
yeah, I guess that goes to optimization as well. Then, like that argument is about how we can make this thing actually work. But when we talk about feasibility, it's like who's going to vote for it. And I think that when one side is so extreme right and the other side is begging for the middle, it really does shift the entire political discourse in the country to the right.
But
And
I,
then
Yeah,
there's
I,
a
and I
I
lot
get
of
it,
premise.
but
people
the
that are on
right
the
left
progressive
thing,
left on many
I
different
think the
issues.
right
But
left thing is
No,
overdetermined.
no, no,
but
it's not.
I
It's
reject
not.
the
It's
I
premise.
not.
think you
It's
guys are
not.
not.
It's
You
not.
guys
We
are
got
It's
it.
missing
We
a
not.
got it. We
point.
It's
got it.
You're
not.
missing a
We're
We're
Hold
point.
we're
on
not
for a
giving a shit
second.
about nobody.
Everybody's talking at one
and
time.
Dr. AG
MJ,
cut
I
me off, but
reject
it's
the
all good.
premise that Obamacare is in the middle. You haven't established that. Just because you say it's in the middle doesn't mean it is.
But
So
I didn't
how
say
is
I wasn't
Obamacare in the
relatively
middle?
speaking to it
Yeah,
Obamacare
it's definitely not in the
either.
middle. I don't
I
think
wasn't I
people
wasn't de-
remember
I wasn't
before the
saying
ACA was
Obamacare
in place.
is in the middle, but I'm talking about on various issues, right? What we'll talk about Obamacare on, people be like, maybe we should be a little bit more take Obamacare and lean it more towards the middle, right? Maybe it's a little bit too extreme, right? Maybe we should, like let's push
What do you want
everything that people
Obamacare
have
to
fought.
do
Hold
I don't
on,
even know
why am
what
more?
I being
left right
interrupted, man?
is
Y'all got it,
here.
bro.
Because you're
You
just
got it,
talking
bro.
like what can we be specific? What would you like
Yeah,
Obamacare
what
to
is left
accomplish
and
that
what
it
is
doesn't
right and what
currently?
is middle?
You guys are making this too complicated.
But it is
It
complicated.
is
Well,
That is
it's
No,
the
complicated.
it's
truth.
It's
not.
not.
No,
It's
it's
it, we
not.
live in a rich
Wait,
country where we can
listen.
help
It's okay.
people.
We
We pay
already
we
have
pay
the.
I mean,
larger
even if
debts.
they're
We
done,
pay larger debts than this, and we talking about
Well, that's
well,
not true.
can we pay for it? Any fucking debt that we have, this country can fucking pay. I don't want to hear that shit. But it's not. The
Mickey,
thing is,
respectfully, hold on, hold
it
on.
doesn't hit home until something happens to somebody that's close to y'all, and y'all have to see that and see like, oh, I live
You're
in a
right, Jay.
country that I mean, it's very very true. It's
None of us
very very
as
true,
family members
and
know you, bro.
I don't think that sitting around being like, oh, how can we pay for it while we watch citizens die? I just don't understand the
but
Classic Bernie,
even if the
bro.
government pays for it, there still needs to be a framework. They're just not gonna
Mickey,
Yeah,
we
that's what
have
I'm
a
say
asking.
that they're
framework.
gonna
What do you
pay
What do
call
for
you
it.
that?
mean?
We have a
Like they make
framework.
up
Hold
everything
on,
else.
hold
Nobody have
on,
to. I don't work in
hold on, John.
Congress.
Hold
So
on,
what the the
you,
fuck y'all do when y'all don't want
we
to get
You
nothing
got you
already
got to
bad?
have
understand.
just
This is
we
stupid.
already have this system, and everybody's acting like we don't have it, and everybody shits on government health care, But I've worked in the government. I've gotten government health care. I've worked on the civilian side. I've gotten civilian care. They're not that far apart. Okay, right now especially, we already have it. This is a system we can scale state by state. And when I get home, I'm going to look at what part of the federal budget is government health care for the military and the VA, Medicare, and Medicaid. Because yes, you get shitty care and you get good care, but that's the same that civilians get now. All you have to do is scale that program for people, okay? It's not that hard. We have it. And Mickey, respectfully, I'm just going to say to you, you're not a Democrat. You're a Republican light, if you're anything. But you have not lost your Republican leaning ways and the way
No, I'm
you
still
think. And I'm not.
conservative. Yeah, I
It's not
am.
an
I
insult.
acknowledge
It's
that.
not
I'm
an
still
insult to
no,
you.
it's not because
I'm
I
just
am
saying when
conservative.
we have
Yes.
this conversation, that's where you are, and Justice somewhere else, and I'm somewhere else because I've seen it. I've used it. My family's used it.
Yeah,
I
I
am so
sell insurance
grateful.
policies. I have
I'm
an insurance
so
license.
grateful.
So I'm not
I'm
just
so
subject to,
grateful. I'm
maybe
so
that's also
grateful
the
for the.
difference.
I'm talking about healthcare. I'm so grateful for what we
No, I
have.
have a Texas life and health insurance license, April. I've
Yes,
sold health
dear.
policies.
Yes,
Yes.
I understand. I'm not
That probably makes
misunderstanding
me
what
a
you're
That
saying.
doesn't
conservative.
mean you know how Medicaid works.
You know
No,
what's
but
interesting to
I'm
but
like,
me? I
what?
like
but I'm
listening
trying.
to
But
you
what
all talk.
system do you guys
Hold,
want? You keep
hold,
saying you just want the government to pay for it. To pay for what exactly?
Healthcare.
What does that mean?
Actually,
That's what I
What do
just
you
mean.
mean? What do
Bernie
you
bro.
mean? Like when you go to the doctor, when you need
Uh huh.
outpatient care, when
Uh
you
huh.
need a surgery, things
Uh huh.
like that.
Uh
Like
huh.
what Medicaid pays for low income people or people who have a disability. That should be applied universally.
Should it be a
And why
cap?
can't insurance
actually
companies be
just
forced to
I
pay
can't
for it
speak to
and it'd be
that
cheaper if they
because
pay
my
for it?
oldest son is
Oh,
autistic and
never
he's on
mind.
SSI.
hold on.
So
That doesn't
yeah.
mean that he's on Medicaid.
Hold
Yes,
on.
it
Oh
does.
Lord.
It does, Just. If you're on SSI,
Just
you're on Medicaid. That's
The
how that
crazy
works.
thing is that, Miki, you would think that your child is not on Medicaid the way you speak.
Yeah,
What do you mean? The way I
I want to
speak?
hear
because you're so
Goat's
against it.
I'm
conclusion.
not against it. I literally said, how would we do the framework? I never said we couldn't pay
What do
for
you
it.
mean? There, if you know, then if your child is on Medicaid, you know the framework.
Why are
Yes,
we
my son
yelling?
is on
All
Why
right, so
SSI.
there's
I
so
know how
there's
that
no
works.
framework that needs to be established.
why are
What
we
are you
yelling?
talking about? I
Why are
said
we
we have
yelling?
Medicaid, and yes, I do
You
understand how
take
that
the
works.
Medicaid model that your son is under, and you apply
No,
that
the
to all
Medicaid.
Americans.
But do you not understand that a lot of doctors are not dealing with Medicaid? Do you understand that
What
Can
I
doctors
and
are
we
what I
closing?
said,
hold on?
So
doctors
Oh
can
wait,
be
can we
made
God.
to
address
deal with
that
it.
point?
Why are
No,
we
And
yelling?
they
the
can be
thing is
made
that
to deal
doctors
with it.
accept
They can
Medicaid.
Jesus
be made to
We
deal
can't
be
with it.
mandate that.
Why are we
all around.
How are we going to mandate that doctors?
all right, so listen. We're having a conversation. We don't have to yell, okay? Let's just bring the volume down a little bit. Nobody is, cursing and nothing like that. So let's just, bring the temperature down a little bit. Sorry. Go ahead.
Can Goat finish the
Yeah. So my question
thank you.
was, I think I slightly forgot it. Was oh yeah, why do you have to do that through a single payer? Why can't you do that through insurance, which would be cheaper?
Oh, because you're saying like with Medicare and Medicaid, the government pays it. So you're saying, have the same idea through other insurance companies so that it can be cheaper. Is that what you're saying, Go?
Yeah, there are ways of having universal coverage and have healthcare paid for that's not single payer. That's all I'm saying. People should look at other systems and not just look at government pay for it. Like there are ways to pay for things that are cheaper besides the government. That's all I was saying. That's why I like
So
the
then
Swiss
who would
model
pay?
and the Australian model.
So would the government pay the insurance company? Like, how would that work?
So the way it works in Switzerland is everybody is required to have private insurance. If you can't afford private insurance, you get the public insurance. And then it's administered as, like I said, at the canton level. They regulate what is covered and what is not covered. I mean, cosmetic surgeries almost certainly are covered, but things like open heart surgeries are covered. They have better outcomes. They mandate particular types of things in the lifestyle. It's not just like going to doctors paying for things. Americans are fat. The problem with healthcare is not just Medicare for all, it's lifestyle. But see, this is the problem. Bernie Sanders and his fans live in slogans. I never heard Bernie Sanders talk about how people eat. That's the problem. Fat seniors. They're fat. Heart disease. OCPD. But see, people don't want to have these conversations. So the
COPC.
But
government
the
needs to
We
other
step
can
in.
thing, the
we
other
can have
thing,
the
COPC.
hold on.
conversation.
The other
That's
thing,
almost done.
though,
The
But
government
you're
needs to
trying
step
to
in.
to
but
add
making
to respond to Justice's point about the premiums, though, it's like in the Swiss system, the insurance, like different insurance, I think this is how, if I'm saying this right, different insurance companies can have different prices, but within an insurance company, it has to be the same price, and they can't say because of your age or because you're a woman
Exactly.
or
Yes.
because you have a whatever, we're going to charge you more. So when you
Yes.
choose your insurance company, you get to weigh like the cost part.
Yes.
So that responds to Justice's point about people not being able to afford.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't afford, they have subsidy. They have a whole host of things. Um,
But isn't that kind of like the
Right.
ACA goat that
It
you
is.
qualify for the
yeah, but it's
subsidy
much
if you
more
don't
robust.
qualify?
It's much more robust than it is, and it's a lot more regulation. I don't know, man.
right.
This is
So bringing up
Just let me give you this one.
Hold
Singapore
on,
has the
school.
best
Hold on,
healthcare
school.
system,
yo,
Hold
I
on,
and
cannot
school.
it's
fucking get
universal.
a fucking word out.
School. Wait a
well,
minute
that's
and
not
let
true.
Just go. Then you go.
Okay.
So, um, what I well, like, why do you have to bring like the whole fucking plan to the table on Clubhouse? Why I can't just say we should change it to universal healthcare? Why I have to be the specific one from for the specific country? And you know what the fucking idea is? Why does it all? I feel like every time someone wants to do something that moves in a different direction, the way that Americans hinder that is by saying all the ways that it wouldn't work. And what's the specifics? Every other bill that's been presented, they work it out when they write the bill, or they write the legislation. But whenever you talk about healthcare, it has to be a specific, as if we have something that's working like a charm. We have a shitty healthcare system. People are dying every day, but we still have people that when you present another option, they want to sit around and talk about it and waste 4 more motherfucking years while people die.
Well, that's
Same
why
thing
Bernie lost
with
Well,
because he. Oh,
that's
sorry.
also the plan, Joe.
That's why
It,
Bernie lost because he did offer specific Medicare for all.
I think Kamala
no
was too
right.
He
specific
didn't have
too.
specifics.
Bernie lost because y'all are obsessed with establishment candidates.
No, you should go back.
Um,
You know what we should do one day is play the debate. Elizabeth Warren explained it 10 times better than he did. He doesn't even know the ins and outs of his own thing because he's just slogans.
but
So,
you
so
don't. But
That's my
y'all
girl.
are going on things about that you don't like about Bernie. You don't like Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I think
Great.
he ruined
The
this combo.
he's point he was very very popular, and y'all hate that. And if y'all were able to find somebody that had his popularity, or at least the same whatever
Bad
that people
popularity.
liked about him, um then we may have a chance. But this whole traditional run of the mill shit y'all trying to do and put a remix on, it's not gonna work.
He wasn't that
It's
popular.
really not gonna
Elizabeth
He
work.
wasn't that
Elizabeth
popular.
but
Warren had the better plan anyway,
But
and
before we
people
move
don't
on
give her
Well,
credit for
whatever.
to
that.
wait, wait,
healthcare,
Again,
but
I
there
was supposed to
again.
comment.
but there
And she
isn't
wasn't
a
really
I'm saying a
establishment.
figure. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be Elizabeth. It doesn't have to be Bernie. I'm talking about someone like them, an AOC,
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth Warren, Bernie type figure. It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to get caught up on the specific person, but that's what we're gonna have to go with because all of this. Let's think on it. We don't
We have
have
to
time
win,
to
Jeff.
think
We
on
have
but
to
it.
but
win.
Medicare for all is not a bad slogan.
Wait, Michael, let me go real quick. I want to put my microwave in my
It
car.
is a bad slogan.
Oh Lord, get ready,
you want to
y'all.
put your
No,
microwave in
but it's
your
not a
car?
bad
What?
plan.
Yeah,
It is a bad slogan.
I'm taking care of my rentals.
Just lower the
Okay,
age of
look,
Here's
Medicare to
three
25.
hours. Get ready.
it's gonna be 5 minutes. Hey, Just, not 5 minutes, 1 minute. Hey, Just, I do agree that we need some form of universal healthcare system. I kind of agree with that. Uh, what do you call it? Singapore has a universal healthcare system, and they have the best healthcare in the world. That's the first. Second, uh, the only thing I disagree with the Medicaid thing. Look, my friends, right? They all own their own practices, and I ask them all the time, like, why don't they accept insurance? They said if they accept Medicaid, people would just be like a number to them. Like basically, they'll have to rush a lot of people through in order to make some profits. So they don't like accept the Medicaid. But that's about all. That's all I want
They
to
don't
say.
accept the Medicaid because the number is too low. And the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
the way that we got to the ACA was
you'd
that
just be a number to them. You wouldn't
no,
really be
no, no, no.
somebody.
A number means that you're just like like a robot. They don't like the reimbursement costs that they would be getting from Medicaid, Medicare.
So
And it's
Yeah,
their
that's
option
what
to not like
yeah.
that. But this is how we came up to this compromise is because the insurance companies want to protect their business, want to protect their interests, and a Medicare for all would just take down the entire whatever Medicare is today, just lower the age to that or lower the age of that all the way to 18. The benefits of that is that right now Medicare runs at a 3% overhead. To make the Medicare magic happen, whatever that is. And then private insurance companies run at a 11 plus percent overhead, aka profits, things like that. So when we were having the discussion on the ACA, Obamacare, universal health care, all that kind of stuff, the the medical insurance or the healthcare insurance companies played a big role in how it was shaped because they're just protecting their industry. That's fine. But it wasn't just because, you know, patients will become a number and, there was profits to protect. That's how we got here.
Yeah, that's
Classic,
I want
why.
to
classic. Hold
school
on,
before
school.
you
Hold on,
go any
school.
further. Explain Singapore because you talking about it.
That's what I was
I
going to
want,
ask.
yeah, I want you to prove this point. Tell us how the tell us how their national
And
healthcare
what
system
is the
works.
single? How is it universal? Because y'all use universal very
Yeah,
unspecific. Switzerland is
yeah.
universal and the UK is universal, but they're completely different systems. This is how you Bernie Bros talk. So what's the difference between Singapore and single payer if it's not single payer?
School is a burning brew.
Yeah, he just said that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead, school. You have no idea. That's
What
what
do
we're
you want
talking
me
about.
to do?
Explain
Explain
what
the
type of universal is
port.
it,
Yeah,
school?
explain Singapore's
What does that
healthcare.
I'll
mean
have
in
to
this
look it up
instance?
again. It's been a while
That's
since
what
I
I
Oh
thought.
looked it
Oh
up.
my
Jesus!
God.
Hold
See,
on.
see,
Okay.
this
Hold
is
on.
the
Let me
shit.
speak.
This is the
This is Bernie
shit.
Why do you
Bro.
guys do this? Why do you guys do
Why do
this?
you do it,
I don't.
school? Why
I
do
don't
you
need to
do it?
know everything right
You
now.
You
brought
then
up
you need to
Singapore.
shut
I
the
Hold
did.
on,
fuck
hold
up
on.
if you
That's
don't
Hold
not
on.
part
know.
of the convo,
What
Relax.
the
bro.
Just
fuck?
relax,
Dr.
Dr.
AG
AG.
whisper.
Relax. You know
All
what
right.
I did? I
Let
did
me
a
respond to
research
You
Michael.
project
better
a
be
long
glad I'm
time.
in my office
I
That's
did a
because I
okay. You're
ain't
just
research
fine.
fucking
project
Let me
letting
a
you have
respond to
long.
it.
Michael. Let me
I
I
did
respond
a
to
just said
Michael.
research.
office voice, Dr.
I
AG.
did a
Let me.
research project a long time ago
Okay.
on
Okay.
Singapore's
Why are
healthcare
you
system,
whispering to
Okay.
school?
and I know
Okay.
recently they were ranked number one.
No,
So
but
I don't need to
what? No,
know
Why
that's not
are
what we're
you
who is
asking.
whispering?
universal.
Chill out, yo. Chill out. We're asking is what type of universal coverage is it? That's the point of the
It's
convo.
mixed.
Okay, so it's mixed. Thank you. So again, there you go, Just mixed. So this is the problem with the Bernie Bros like Michael, because they speak in absolutes and they want to do their like I'm a quite socialist Marxist, and you're not. Healthcare costs are not driven by insurance companies. This was another issue I had with Bernie Sanders. Does anyone know what most healthcare costs is? You Bernie Bros who like to talk about stuff. Do people know why it's so expensive?
Reimbursement levels are driven by companies.
To whom? What's the main driver? Bernie Bros.
The cost.
No.
That's why
To
Medicare can
whom?
to what do you mean to whom?
What entity is getting reimbursed?
The
See, and
hospitals,
this is the problem.
the
When people
hospitals,
say
the doctors.
it's that's it. You
That's
just said
why
it.
doctors.
Stop. You just said it. It's the hospitals. When I saw Bernie Sanders not talking about the profiteering and price gouging of hospitals, I knew it was empty slogans. Before, even with universal coverage, you need to rein in the hospitals. The hospitals are about 30% of the entire healthcare system. It's not the health insurance companies. The hospitals actually had a bigger say in writing the ACA, not the insurance companies. But since you, Bernie Bros, listen to what he says, you think that's what it is. Do you know what number two is? Because it's not insurance companies, it's physicians. I
Yeah,
haven't heard
that's what I
anybody
just said.
here talk about a salary cap for physicians because to do what you want to do, you're going to need to salary cap that bitch.
Right,
That's
and that's what you get at the
50% of
NHS.
healthcare.
That's what you get in the UK.
Right. Go.
Exactly. And that's how you, hold on, make it almost done. And that's how you get them not having enough doctors and thinking they're going to get it from some immigrants coming across the English Channel on a banana boat, on the banana boat. This is my point. So when you actually talk about, I know just don't like the specifics, but we're gonna be here all day. I'm now making smothered chicken. I got 2 hours in this bitch. I'm now cutting up garlic. I'm gonna be in this bitch for 2 hours, 2 more hours. right? We need to talk about what's actually the cost of drivers. Prescriptions, 9 to 10%. We ain't even got to the health insurance yet. So it's not the health insurance. They were trying to look out for their profit. No, they're trying to pay price gouging physicians and hospitals. Where was Bernie's bill to cap the profits on hospitals and physicians? Anybody see it? Amazing. I'm done
Well,
speaking. Yeah,
well,
Bernie
So,
Bros
to
is
um,
to
serious. Let's
wait,
talk some
wait,
to
money.
wait, wait,
to
wait, wait,
for
wait. To
we are
Goat's
not
for
point,
ready
may
for
I
everybody
that
who
speak,
has
please?
something
discussion.
to say,
May I speak, please? To Goat's
I
point,
guess.
I think that we need to have government funded medical schools. I think that
Yep,
this would help with the cost because my sister graduated from UT and she did Teach for America for about 5 years. Well, no, not 5 years. I'm telling all my family business. But anywho, a couple of her and her friends did Teach for America. If you're not familiar with that program, they bring graduates into inner city schools, right? Number one, it helps her to see a lot of how the other half lives, or some people live, and they pay a percentage of their student loan debt, right?
yep,
So you actually get high quality students in to be teachers into places they never would be, right? The schools benefit, even though it has like a icky reputation because there are like some racial things in black students, and I think he has a really good. She had a good participation rate with it, as did her friends. So I something